Scott, I got a question for you. Have you ever done a Christopher Walken impersonation?
Wow. So, I mean, Jed, you got to ask yourself, is that the kind of question you want to bring, to a podcast focused on, sentient robots? I don't know. I mean, wow. What? Yikes. First of all, blackout and, hey, there's nothing rocking around here except this fortress. Hey, you crack the nuts, and then you crack the nuts.
Oh, that's fantastic.
You can't get anybody to do Willie. Just do Willie Christopher Walken. Like all the other voices sound spot on, and then Willie is Christopher Walken.
That's great.
Oh, hey, Willie, Triptychon's coming to get us. Wow.
This show is an idea machine.
Welcome. You have now tuned in to the Blackout and Shout podcast with your host, Mike Kincaid.
Can I tell you that Baby Yoda just annoys the shit out of me?
That's because you haven't watched The Mandalorian.
Oh, look at Baby Yoda, so cute.
Levy Curry.
Some people do all sorts of crazy stuff, like dinosaur romance novels. Those are really a thing. Taken by the T-Rex. A billionaire dinosaur forced me, ravaged by the raptors.
I wonder if there's audiobooks of them. And Jed Vargo. He was always well known for wearing the Nazi outfit on.
Captain Kangaroo?
Captain Kangaroo.
Didn't he have the...
No. And he did not dress up as a Nazi either. So sit back. Mike, are you... Listen to me. Relax. Say, transform and roll out. And enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 119th episode of the Blackout and Shout podcast. Hope everybody is doing all right out there in podcast land. And I'm here with my two boys on my left side. Ladies and gentlemen, Jed Vargo.
Hiya. How
you doing, Jed?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm all right. A little frazzled, but I'm all right. On my virtual right side, ladies and gentlemen, Levi Curry. What's going on, kid? Hey.
Why are you frazzled, Mike?
Why am I frazzled? Is
it something you want to are okay talking about, or?
No, I'm all right. I got a lot going on at the moment. That's all. Just a lot of shit going on.
I'm here for you, buddy.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Levy. Yeah, we're going to talk on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, that's right. What is Saturday? Why don't we let all of our listeners know that we finally have a date and everything set?
I guess we could kind of transition right into like hauls and shout outs and all that shit. And that could be the beginning of my haul segment. So I got the War for Cybertron Unicrons finally about 2.5 weeks ago. And I'm going to tell you this much. If anybody tries to tell you that I'm not a patient man, you just tell them that I've had 2 War for Cybertron Unicrons sitting here. I'm looking at them right now in the original. I haven't even taken the box out of the box. They're just sitting there, and I'm feeling kind of okay about it.
Oh, so they came a box in the box? So
they're just like in a plain cardboard box.
Are you sure they're Unicrons and they're not something else?
they better be. I'll open them up and it'll be some bullshit. It'll be like it'll be the Cookie Monsters. It'll be like the 2 prototype Cookie Monsters that they tried to sell us a couple years ago, and then I'll be like, yo, man, I was supposed to get Unicrons, and they're like, no, I'm sorry, sir. The warranty is only 2 weeks.
They're just like they're like 2 Tomy like car seats for kids, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I'll take a peek in there. Maybe. But yeah, so regarding the Unicrons, so by the time this episode drops, me and Levy will have done our review of the Unicron. Levy's coming over on Saturday. And we're gonna review it.
I am?
Yeah. All right. All right, I thought he was fucking with me. I'm like, man, he was just in the message with me and Nate a couple days ago. So Levy's coming over and we're gonna review it. We're gonna eat a brownie and do a dev before the review.
See, that's it's bribing the judge at that point. I think.
You know what? I'll put it up without the stand, and it'll just fall the fuck over, and Levy will be like, "Looks good, Mike wins."
Yeah. Winner.
I mean,
flawless victory.
Do you have anything to offer me that might be edible?
I mean, I could cook you a nice dinner. Sure.
Oh.
I mean, I didn't think that we had to bribe.
Yeah.
You know, the judge to grease the palm of the referee.
The word bribe is so loaded. It really is.
It's 100% a bribe. I'm giving you something to sway your opinion. That is a bribe.
Oh no, my opinion is not going to be swayed. Oh. This is just, appreciation for my efforts on the show. And
tell you what, I'll make you some of that.
Just for being a good friend.
I'll make you some of that chicken that I made that time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How about that? Yeah. Just remember that. Next time we get together, I'll bring you some of that chicken, and I'll even make it on the grill.
Will it get me fucked up?
No.
I mean,
depends on how much hot sauce he puts on it.
Throw a little Percocet in there or something.
The old perk chicken. Have you ever had perk chicken?
Grind up some oxy and just put it in the breading. This is the greatest chicken I ever had. That's like that Cheech and Chong skit where they're like, he's like, I don't know, man. How's my driving? Oh no, man. I think we're still parked, dude.
Is that when they were driving the weed truck?
Yeah.
There's a great scene when the cop walks by the exhaust pipe, and then he comes up and grabs a cheeseburger out of his hand. Oh shit. So and it's what good is a fucking Unicron review at this point, because everybody has gotten theirs already. So we figure the only way that we're going to make this review a little unique to everybody else's is that we eat the brownie, do the dev, and then Nate is coming down. He's going to film it, and he's bringing $40,000 fucking dollars worth of camera gear and lighting, because Nate doesn't half-ass nothing. So he's
you gotta get the drone shot, man, coming right into the house.
I hope he does. But then it was funny, when he first told me, he's like, yeah, I want to bring all this gear down and get multiple angles and make it real cinematic and all this shit. I was cool with that, even though I'm the one that's going to end up editing it, which is fine. And then he's like, yeah, and I want to do some green screen shit. So you and Levy are going to be Kranix and Arbalest, and we're going to have you the ships get to the ships and all that shit. But then that was more work for me. And I was like, I don't know.
When's this coming out? What, Monday? July?
Yeah, it ain't going to be that Monday, unless I got zero going on a Sunday, which I think I do have a couple things to get done. But I'm hoping that it doesn't take longer than a week to piece together. But yeah, so we're gonna do a brownie review of the Unicron with all of Nate's equipment and skill at the helm, and we'll hopefully make kind of a funny cinematic review of the Unicron. So yeah, so that'll be fun.
Do a parody of that Sesame Street Kermit the Frog skit with him, interviewing Humpty Dumpty. Get all the king's horses and all the king's men to put him back together again. Once he falls, when he doesn't have a stand.
Oh, I thought you meant Levy after a brownie and a dev.
Oh well, you can do that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's you could look at it. You could look at it as a review of the Unicron, or you could look at it as kind of a loose sequel to the 10 bots 10 shots video series. So
it's also the culmination of the who's going to win the bet, right? The $20 bet.
Yeah.
That's been going on for what, 2 years, year and a half?
yeah, a year and a half at least. And then after we find out who wins that bet, and then we'll go double or nothing on the Beat Saber. Are we still doing that?
I forgot about the Beat Saber. I'll have to get back to practicing. Yeah. To do that.
Yeah, so I got those. I can't tell you nothing about them yet because I didn't touch them. And then I broke my foot a couple of weeks ago. That's not really part of the haul, but that was fun.
We got a boot out of it, right?
I got a boot out of it, man, and that thing sucks. And you know what else, too? They gave me this boot, but they didn't give me. I'm like a inch shorter on the left side now. You know what I mean? Because the boot's real high. It's like a fucking imagine walking around in one of Gene Simmons' shoes. Like I don't know, and it's not messing anything up, but I was worried about that a little bit. Like it always makes me think of that scene in Happy Gilmore. When the bum is his caddy and he's telling him that the green's breaking to the left and he's like, nah, it's because you got one shoe on. Yeah, so that sucked. So I did that 2 days before softball season started. So I haven't been able to participate in any of these epic losses yet this season. So hopefully next week I'll get back to that.
I thought you told me you hit and you had you were gonna have a pitch runner.
Oh, I did actually. Well, yeah. So I showed up. I've still been showing up to the games, and a couple of guys flaked the one night, and they only ended up with 9 guys, so they needed a 10th. So I ended up catching and pinch, so I was like, so I had to hit in the boot, and so my team scored 1 fucking run during this doubleheader. Like let me reiterate, 1 run during a slow pitch softball doubleheader. Like that's how bad we are. So, and I had to hit in the boot, and on my last at bat, there was 2 guys on, and I hit one at the guy caught with his back, touching the fence. Like if I would have been able to get 3 or 4 more feet out of it, it would have been a 3-run bomb. And then you could bet your ass that none of the pussies on this team would have heard the end of that one for a while.
Did he do a Willie Mays Hayes catch?
No, it was funny because it was an adventure because he was playing me up a little bit because I had a fucking boot on, and then I skied one towards the deep warning track, and he had to run back on it. So it wasn't as graceful as Willie Mays. He kind of it makes me wish I had replay because I don't know how the fuck he caught it because he looked like he was kind of falling over, like he just got a case of narcolepsy and fell over at the fence, and the ball just kind of fell into his glove.
Was it like a Bugs Bunny thing where you threw the glove up in the air and it caught it?
Yeah, it wasn't even as smooth as that, it was but it was on the same difficulty level. Yeah. So there's that, and then I got the last little bit of my haul. I got the RAW. I got the Medico's RAW, Fist of the North Star RAW. Man, and I know Levy just had said that he's having a little trouble with his, but mine's pretty awesome. They did. I don't know if Levy, it was an interesting way to do the waist, wasn't it? It was.
How do they do it?
And maybe I'm not well versed in too many of these import figures. So I'm not even sure. Maybe the other ones are like that too. But so they did the bottom of his torso into a ball peg. And then there was a bar, a short bar with another ball peg at the bottom of it that had his hips attached to it, and his waist is kind of like this free floating, almost like his underwear is crotch, and his butt is kind of
it's a floating piece.
It's like a floating piece or whatever. Is that was Cables like that? Is that like a Amazing Yamaguchi thing?
Amazing Yamaguchi does theirs a little bit different. Some of them have floating pieces. Some of them, I don't remember how Cables was, but no, this is fairly common.
Oh, okay, all right. I wasn't sure.
The floating crotch piece is fairly common. Mayfax does it a lot.
I mean, I like it, because it's, no matter what kind of crazy ass poses you get, you can kind of just shift that thing however you want it, which is cool.
Yeah.
The one thing I did want to tell you about, and I almost had a little emergency situation with mine as well. I was just kind of testing out the articulation and shit, and he has a double jointed knee. But I don't know if it's going to be hard to explain, but when you use both joints in the knee to maximum capacity, all the way back, the piece on the bottom of the knee, it's almost shaped like a fingernail, like a chick's fingernail. Like, and if you pull it out too far, it's supposed to be tucked into the shin. But if you manipulate it too far back, it comes outside the shin, and it's really hard to get back in. I had a hard time I accidentally popped mine out, and I had to I had to use like a butter knife to get it back like inside the shin. Which I should
have let you speak for 2 more seconds. Because while you were saying that, I went and bent his knee, and now I'm having that problem.
Yeah.
If I had just let you speak for 2 more seconds, I'd be like, oh, yeah, don't do that.
Remember that thing I just said about me being super patient? As the exact opposite there in Mr. Curry's house. So, don't
you guys have like a what do they call those, a spudger or whatever?
No, I got to get one of those. I do got to get one of those because I'm always using like a little
somewhere
flathead and screwdriver as a spudger, which is bullshit. Like I got to get like a real spudger. That would be nice. Is that what they're actually called, or did we in the fandom make
that's just kind of a universal name, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
So yeah, that's all I got. I haven't really worked on anything because the band's kind of getting going again, and I've been going back and like relearning a bunch of stuff because, to be fair, we really haven't played a whole hell of a lot over the pandemic. So now we're kind of getting rolling again, and softball started, and we just kind of have this dining room project going on. So we've been working on that as well. So I haven't really worked on anything. The armory, yeah. Well, it's not going to be anymore. We're gonna move the swords and that kind of stuff elsewhere in the house once we get that done. So I got nothing to plug. I don't really have any shout outs outside of the listeners. Thanks for tuning in once again. I saw a couple people over on the Reflector File page actually commented, and I sent you one of them. So a couple people from the Reflector Files tuned in, so that's cool. And yeah, shout out to the fans of the Reflector Files. Is Instagram is getting near 7,500. I think I'm like 50 short, so another milestone right around the corner. So that's cool, and that's all I got. Let's see. So let's go Levy next. Levy, shout outs, hauls, plugs.
No shout outs or plugs, but I got a Rao action figure with a busted up knee now.
Sorry, and elbow, right? All your joints are just falling apart.
Yeah. Like the elbow cap on mine also came off, so I'm gonna have to glue that back on too.
What do you use for action figures? Do you use a specific kind of glue for action figures, or do you just go right in with the glue?
Sometimes it's super glue. Sometimes I had this one kind of glue called Aleene's or whatever. Sometimes I'll use that.
Liquid Nails 903.
That one gets gun. What's that?
It said Liquid Nails 903 in the cock gun.
No, that Aleene's, it's
Home Depot joke.
That it's got like the same kind of consistency as like Testra's model glue, so like sometimes it gets a little stringy, but it works pretty good.
Hey, real quick on that subject, Levy, I think it was you that put in the chat. You were asking around like about if people use that certain shit for joints, for like loose joints.
Yeah, the Kiki's tight joints or whatever.
Yeah, listen, I don't know how much that shit is, and I don't know if they ramped the price up because it's like specifically for that, but I was using the Pledge, the Futures floor polish.
Yeah.
And that shit is amazing, dude. That shit is amazing.
Yeah, no, I've used clear coat nail polish in the past. That usually works pretty good.
Yeah, that works, but I feel like maybe I'll bring over like a little container, or maybe I'll see if I can find one around here, and I'll give you some of my shit because I'm never gonna use that whole fucking bottle. That stuff is awesome. Like that stuff actually, I feel like that works better than the nail polish because I feel like the nail polish like wears off after a while. Mm-hmm. And this stuff is, I don't know. This stuff is really good. Like I had a breakdown, the X Transbots breakdown, and he had like a loose foot. Like if you picked him up, his right foot just like kind of hung there. Mm-hmm. And I put that, and that's die cast with a pin. Yeah. And I put some of that shit on there and I let him sit overnight. When I came back, it's like it's new. You know what I mean? Like
what's the viscosity on it? Like what's its consistency? Is it like real thin, or is it like kind of thick?
I'll just let you check it out when you come over. Because I mean, I could be telling you one thing, and however you interpret that might be different. So I'll let you check the shit out when you come over on Saturday.
Well, I mean, I already did buy a bottle of that Kiki's stuff.
Oh, did you get some of it already? All right.
Yeah. I just bought it to try it out because I wanted something that I could use without actually having to take the joint apart. And like the videos I was watching, they showed them they just applied it directly to the joint, and it just all got it. And they would work the joint a little bit, and they all got in there.
Yep. And with a couple of times I used it on joints that had pins or rivets or whatever in it. Mm-hmm. I just basically put it. I put it at the top of the joint, and I let gravity do its work. You know what I mean? I just put him in a pose where he could lay there, and whatever the joint would be like facing in the right direction, and I just let gravity do its trick and let it sit overnight. And it's pretty nice.
Because I needed, because actually I also got a that third party 1/6 scale figure Queen of the Dark Spider from Jed. And it's the deluxe version, so it comes with those like symbiote tentacles. It comes with like 6 of them, and you can put them on and they attach to the back with a magnet. Yeah, and holy shit, that magnet is strong, Jed. Like when I would pull it off, I swear I'm pulling the magnet that's on the figure out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like because those I don't know what arms, I guess they are the PVC arms. I mean, they're not like light, so I can understand why they made a strong magnet. But it's like one of those rectangle magnets you can buy like Home Depot, like flies out of your hand to the.
They actually feel like they actually feel like neodymium magnets with the magnetic strength that they have.
Interesting. I don't know what a neodymium magnet is. It's probably a really strong magnet, I'm assuming.
Yeah, they're really strong magnets. Like with some of the bigger ones, you definitely don't want to get your hand in between them because you will lose a hand or fingers.
Oh, cool.
That's the amount. Like you can't some of the larger size ones you can't pull apart with your hands. You have to use a tool to slide them apart from each other, and then you have to have something wedged in there to keep them from coming back together again. I mean, that's how strong these magnets are.
Kind of like what they used to keep Captain America in the elevator, like that.
Maybe.
Man, my jokes are just falling to the wayside tonight. Anyway, is this thing on?
So the reason I got that Kiki stuff was because the joints on those tentacles are actually, some of them got real loose like right away. And so I wanted to see if I could find something. And like there's no way to actually take them apart because they look like they're pin joints.
Yeah.
So I wanted like something that I could put in there that without actually taking the things apart.
They had like 3-4 different joints to bend around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you could rotate them, and whatnot, and then bend them and have them point in different directions and shit. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a really cool figure.
It is a really good figure. For what's the brand again? It's not War Story, is it?
Yeah, War Story.
Is it?
I'd never heard of them before, but the body is okay. I was considering maybe switching out the body for a TB League body, but now that I realize that there's that magnet on the back, I don't know if I want to do that now. Because I know some of the joints in that one and are on the body itself are a little loose too. So, but I don't know if I'm going to switch the body out now. It's like because of the magnet.
Yeah, that seems like it's like one of those figures where you just kind of put in the pose that you want and you let it there for a long time.
You got anything else, Levy?
I got new casters for my chair.
That's exciting.
Yeah, no, they lock now, so they have locks on them, so my chair won't move. So when I'm playing my racing games, when I go to press my pedals, my chair won't go rolling backwards.
I'm sorry, I find that really funny that you had like this whole like rig set up with the driving steering wheel and the pedals and everything. Like it would just take off on you while you're. It's like the real life version of VR Mario Kart, just sliding across the floor in your room. Wow, this is so realistic. You like smash into a wall. What else did you get, Levy? What else did your friend Jed bring over for you?
Oh, he brought over some pictures of Batman and Superman from What was it from Comic-Cons past?
Yeah, it's SDCC 2005 or 6, something like that.
Yeah, they're up in the landing right now. I don't have them right here, but yeah, they'll be going up in the wall at some point.
I also brought him some art, Mike. Some of my art. He's gonna hang it up on the wall right away.
Yeah. I'll tear the wall down.
I think that's it. Am I forgetting anything?
Just
real quick, while we're talking about your haul, Levy, and while we got Jed and while I have you and Jed in the same place at the same time, Jed, you brought these, or maybe we talked about this already, Levy, but those ornaments, there's like a Nightmare Before Christmas ornament in a bag, like that was for Levy, right?
Yeah.
Or is that
like
okay?
6 months ago.
Yeah, I know. I haven't seen him in person in probably that long. So, and then I hit him up the other day and I said, "Hey man, I'm gonna be whatever." I couldn't remember where I was going, and I said, "You want to meet up? I got these things for you." He couldn't. He's like, "What are they?" And I told him what they were, and he had no idea what I was talking about. So, with that being said, Jed, what about you, man?
Let's see. The wife picked up the old Marvel Legends Luke Cage 2-pack with what's her name? Then Claire, whatever.
Oh, the Netflix show.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was like $11 at Ollie's. I was like, I get it. I said I could probably use it, for spare parts or something. I don't know. I was like $11, I can't go wrong there. I didn't get it yet. So it's coming tomorrow in the mail. I got the Play Arts Kai Doctor Strange and Carnage. This guy was selling for a decent price, so I picked those up. Those will be here, and I pre-ordered a brand new guitar. Finally,
nice.
Got an Ibanez Prestige RG5170B-BK. It's the B stands for black, and so does the BK. It's a black guitar. Like what's his name? Nigel from Spinal Tap. He's like this.
Yeah.
It's so black that that's how much more black could it be? And they would say none more black. Now it's cool. It's like black has a the gold tremolo and the keys and everything like that. It's really nice. It's like they compared it to like the old school RGs that were like really, really nice to like, it's like a modern version of it. It has like Fishman pickups in it.
Yeah.
Instead of, what's the Marzios? Those are the common ones, right? And it has one of those low pro edge bridges. It's like, it's not the Floyd Rose, Floyd Rose tremolo. It's not like that, but it's like it's like angled down. So it doesn't catch your sleep or anything like that when you're playing. Yeah.
Speaking of, not to cut into your haul real quick, but you just mentioned the Floyd Rose things. Definitely get through, yeah, because Brother Kyle's stopping by, so you want to finish up talking about that before he gets here.
Is that like a trigger?
What the? Yeah. Apparently. And he is on his way. He should actually be here. He should be here pretty shortly.
So it's pretty awesome. I got it from Sweetwater.com. And shout out to their support, because as soon as I ordered, like the next day, the guy called me up. He's like, "Hey, I'm so and so. I'm your sales engineer, tech guy. If you have any questions, just let me know. Just let you know that's probably not going to be here for another month because it's a brand new guitar. It's pre-ordered. They didn't get it from Ibanez yet. It's one of those deals. It's a 2021 version. Yeah. Well, actually, it's brand new. It's just its own version, but but he was cool. He was like he's like, yeah, my master's and this and that and blah blah blah. And he's like, if you have any questions about anything, and he's like, just here's my contact information and hit me up. I was like, cool, nice. So yeah. So I can't wait for that. It's gonna be awesome. And fuck you, John Bailey. And that's all my. Shout out to everything that I've been doing with like hidden toys the past 2 weeks.
He just shouted out to himself.
Well, like what I've been doing is getting like
a plug.
Yeah, it is like a plug, but it's a shout out to myself. But
damn, yeah, I never did that.
Soon, like I'm gonna have a whole bunch of other artists on my site, and I'll be selling prints of their stuff.
Like me.
Yeah, like Levy. Got
got about maybe 9-10 artists that are going to be hopping on. Probably have like 3 to 5 prints each. Maybe I know the one dude has like about 8 of them. But yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be great. So basically, kind of like licensing their stuff and selling it for them, and doing that whole thing. It's going to be cool.
Taking 75% of the proceeds.
Not me, the artist. My name isn't Redbubble. So,
wait, you guys are getting paid?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Like the bass player. Yeah. So if anybody's listening and they have like artwork that they might be interested in putting up on the site, let me know. So the idea is kind of like make a niche of like, the same type of things like Transformer stuff, sci-fi stuff, toy photography turned into, artwork, and then it's online and on Etsy and there and a couple other places and at conventions. Kind of like a curator, distributor of other people's art.
Sounds ritzy.
It's not really. it's like that in between, like where somebody really wants to do it, but they don't want to take the time to set up a website and get the commerce stuff set up and do all that and get all. And then I have all that, and I have the supplies, and I have the tubes, and I have I just basically buy the prints up front and all that stuff, and just it's gonna be really awesome. And I hopefully it'll grow. Really. I mean, I got a lot. I only had out of all the people I asked, I only had one person say no. And they didn't even really say no. They just said, I don't know, maybe. So I'm like, okay. Like, you're not really, risking anything. It's like you're owning everything still. You're just giving me an image, and I'm just doing my thing, and you're sitting back and, making money off of it. So, but yeah, it's cool. Can't wait.
Yeah, I put out feelers every once in a while for other people to do designs, like shirt designs and stuff like that. Same kind of idea, but I don't know. I guess it's a little easier to find artists than it is designers, even though we're all in the same ballpark. I guess.
No, I mean, like when someone has like their staple, right? If they already have artwork, and you just say, "Hey, these prints would make these would make really good prints," let's like use these, and then down the road they're like they can think ahead, like, oh, I really want to make this for like something on the wall versus like say something on Instagram,
right?
But yeah, it's gonna be cool. I can't wait. I hope it gets real big. It needs to be a lot more work for me, but still I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Plus the main idea is like you have one artist, like let's say you have 10 artists, one person's art attracts somebody, and then they go on the site and they look and they go, oh, look at this person's art, I like that too, and they get that, or vice versa. And it like one artist helps attract up other people's art and stuff. It's gonna be really a really cool idea. I think it'll take off. And that's all I got, man. All my shout outs and plugs and FUs to John Bailey's and stuff like that. Or Joe Biden.
Right. Well, let's.
Yeah. Did you tell Mike that story?
Yeah, I told Mike that story.
Yeah. I would have said. Funny. I would have said whatever that dude wanted to hear to sell a shirt. I'm like, yeah, man.
That's what Sean said. He's like, sale's a sale.
Yeah.
Sean who?
He's like, you don't like John Bonham? F you, John Bonham.
Wait, who told you that, Jen?
Sean. Remember him?
Sean who?
Yeah. Who's on
first? We heard it the first time.
Hey, he didn't hear. He didn't reply. It was a good joke.
Yeah. You didn't want to laugh at any of the jokes
he's been telling.
You're not laughing at any of his shit, so it's just
that's all I got.
Let's move on to the news trailers. What do you want to do? Trailers first, or
people who died? We're going to kind of start with everything.
All right.
So really sad news. Kintaro Miura, who is 54, he was the author and the artist of the manga Berserk, died back, I think it was on May 6th, but they just announced his death today. He had acute aortic dissection. So that's kind of sad.
That's the same thing that John Ritter died of.
Oh, is that what that is? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And this dude was only, did you say he was only 54?
Yeah, he was 54.
50, man, that's just... Yeah. That shit, yeah, man, that sucks. That sucks.
Yeah. He started that manga back in '89, I think, is when Berserk started, and it's still running. You know, it was still going. And I think I read somewhere that he left like notes and everything on like kind of how to like continue and end the series with maybe
I read that as well somewhere. Yeah, you're right. I did read that somewhere, but I don't know if it was a reliable source or just like a comment I saw in the comment section somewhere. Right. But I did read that same thing. Yeah,
he kind of knew that because he's been in and out of like bad health for the past few years. So I might have kind of prepared ahead of time for that. But yeah, that kind of sucks. I just bought like those 7 volumes of that too, like a couple weeks ago, of like all the collections of Berserk. So
Alan Thicke and Lucille Ball also died of that.
Oh,
so yeah, it's actually really. What's that?
I said, did you read like what exactly it is?
Yeah, it's it occurs when an injury to the innermost layer of the aorta allows blood to flow between the layers of the aortic wall, forcing the layers apart.
Oh,
so basically the layers of your major artery coming out of the heart separate, and it can quickly lead to death from insufficient blood flow to the heart or complete rupture of the aorta. So when that happens, you don't have long. They have to act very quickly, from what I understand. So he passed away. That's really sad. It sucks. Paul Mooney died. He was 79. He was in a bunch of stuff. Usually, like lately, he was well known for the Chappelle Show, and he was a writer for it. He had a heart attack. Okay. Yeah, I know who he is.
Charles Grodin died. He was 80. Charles Grodin died.
Well, really?
Yeah, he was 86. He was in the Heartbreak Kid, Midnight Run, Beethoven. He was in the Great Muppet Caper. He was also a comedian. He won an Emmy in 1978. He had bone marrow cancer.
Oh, no shit. I didn't know he died.
Yep.
That was like 2 days ago.
So those are all the people that died. Hey, special guest star, Brother Kyle in the house.
What's going on, guys? Yeah.
What? How are you, Brother Kyle?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good.
I feel like I just talked to you guys the other day.
I know, right? You're just in time for the trailers.
Ooh, I didn't watch any of them because I didn't know it was going to be on. But
that's okay. I'm sure you saw some of them.
Probably not.
The first trailer I wanted to talk about was I added this trailer just for Levy. It was called The Ice Road. Because when I was over at Levy's place, he said to me he wanted to get the what did you say it was called, the truck driving simulator or something?
Oh, American Truck Simulator.
American Truck Simulator, so you could drive big rigs around and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then I saw this ridiculous trailer. He's like, it's just, and then I look at and I think about his career, and I'm like, what are you doing? What is this? You know,
he's expecting a paycheck. Right. Leave the man alone. He's earning.
The most action he's doing here is like making hard lefts.
They made Ice Road Truckers into a movie, like an action movie or something.
Yeah,
or a thriller.
Sometimes you hit a detour, and that's exciting.
Yeah.
There's actually a game on Game Pass that just came out on PC Game Pass called Snow Runner, where you drive trucks over like icy terrain like that and shit. But I don't know if it's really tractor trailers or not. But they seem to me, I think they seem to be more all-terrain vehicles and stuff like that. But like, it's really realistic because you have to actually make sure you put the truck into the right gear to crawl over the terrain and the debris and stuff like that, and make sure you're giving it the right amount of gas, or you might break an axle or whatever and break your transmission. Looks pretty neat. I might try that one out too.
I'm sorry. It sounds so boring.
You're boring.
I play this video game every morning where I drive the fuck through Bethlehem and Allentown traffic to go to work.
Yeah, I drive pretty much 10 hours a day. That sounds like a terrible video game.
Yeah, that's like Brother Kyle buying a VR pizza delivery driver simulator.
Next thing you're gonna tell me, Jed, is that PC Builder Simulator is boring.
That
is later. That is boring.
As long as it has RGB.
I got the downloadable content where I can put RGBs on everything.
Actually, you can.
That's your DLC you pay for.
That's a good game. I enjoy that game because it allows me to build PCs without actually having to.
And you still can't get that processing chip.
Yeah,
imagine. Imagine he's late on the pre-order. This game sucks.
All the bots within the bots are buying up the fucking chips.
I would like to get this graphics card for my virtual PC. Oh wait, I can't. It's sold out. Then you have to like virtually stand in line.
No, what would happen, Jed, is in that video game, you would have to build a computer in the video game, and then like in that computer, after you built it, you'd play a video game inside the video game and try to buy the card in that game.
Yeah, you have to find a graphics card. You have to go on Gbay and Gbay and pay like $3,000 for a 3080 graphics card.
3,000 virtual dollars.
You'd have to like mine for it though, right? You have to do like some type of like mining, like mini game.
You have to give your neighbor a hand job because he got two.
Oh, so yeah, Ice Road. It looks terrible. Hilarious.
Oh, it's got Lawrence Fishburne in it.
Let's find some like old overweight dudes to like drive some trucks across the ice to rescue somebody.
Realistic.
So yeah, you get paid overtime.
There goes our truck driving demographic.
No, I didn't say that about truck driving. I said about this movie. They were like basically they're all sitting in the diner. They're like, hey, who wants to volunteer? To go save these people with your rig.
I just want to say, like, for my part, like truck drivers are the worst fucking tippers.
Do you have to like deliver like
all
like
the time?
Are you no? I mean, like, do you have to deliver while they're driving at the same time and kind of like whip the bots through the window?
Like a mid-air refuel
kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like like a mid-air refuel. Like you have to like kind of go up real slow behind them and like dock.
Dude, imagine Brotha Kyle like Van Damme doing a split like between the two 18-wheelers driving, and he's got two pizzas in his hand.
Or there's like someone hanging out the back window, and like they're handing him the pizza, or like with like just like a long pole sticking it out the back of the truck.
And then wait, you forgot your mozzarella sticks.
And then mid split, after he hands off the pizza, you see still while he's in the split, one of the drivers hands him $1. Kind of like Ben Stiller or Adam Sandler did to Ben Stiller in Happy Gilmore, and they snap it a little bit when they open it up.
That's for you.
See you later, truck driver demographic.
And this is all you.
Now that sounds like an exciting VR game.
It sounds better than fucking ice truckers.
Yeah, it does.
All right, now that we spent too much time on that trailer, what's next?
How about Venom? Let there be carnage.
I think I don't know. I think.
Could I care any less?
No, I
agree.
I like it. I like it. I'm kind of looking forward to it because I actually liked Venom. I know you guys didn't really like it, or I don't know if you didn't.
I never watched it. I never watched it.
That was
I didn't care.
The toughest part about the Venom movie was just separating it from the Spider-Man mythos, which kind of made it weird that it had nothing to do with Spider-Man, but on its own, I thought it was a fun watch.
Yeah.
No, the bad acting was what made it horrible to watch.
By who?
Everybody except Tom Hardy, because Tom Hardy's a good actor. I couldn't. I felt like they just did Venom dirty in that movie. Like his whole backstory about how he was like this like reject symbiote. I don't know. I don't even remember it. I just remember it being so bad, and that the story was just god awful. But I do think that with Marvel doing the being in control of it now, I could I'll give it a shot. I feel a little better about it than I did with the last one.
Is Marvel in control of it?
I don't know if they're in control, but they're part of their thing now. So like they're under the umbrella, I guess, or whatever.
All right, I want to point on that note. I want to point two things out to you guys that I'm sure you saw one of them, and I'm not sure that you saw the other. But I think this movie is going to eventually be revealed to be part of the MCU.
Yeah, I can get with that. They're going to use this to roll in.
So check the chat out. There was one scene where Cletus Cassidy is writing something down, and did that go into the chat or not? Oh, it's up right now.
Who's that?
Yeah, we Brother Kyle wants to know about all these titties that he's in the chat. So
that's is that 50? I think it's 50 Cent's girlfriend. She's Filipino.
Yeah. Oh, good for him.
Yeah, good for him. So I put that screenshot in the chat where Cletus Cassidy's like writing something down and he smashes a spider. And I can't think of any goddamn other reason why that would be there except to be like kind of a little, shout out to Spider-Man type of thing.
Sure. That's what you went with? I thought you were going to go with the Daily Bugle newspaper.
That's a good point too. Well, they did the Daily Bugle in the first one too, didn't they?
I think they name dropped it. Or did they show it? I can't remember.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. I try to block that movie out.
Yeah, me too. Look,
why would this spider be? Why would that make you think of the Daily Bugle?
No, the Daily Bugle was in the trailer.
Oh well, that's actually the next thing I want to show you, but not that it's the Daily Bugle, but something else that I saw.
Didn't the first movie take place in San Francisco?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, it did.
Okay. So not where the Daily Bugle is.
Nope. Well, it could be. Yeah. News is worldwide now. It's not all localated.
The Daily Bugle always been in New York. Just saying.
Right, but I can still read the Boston Times from Pennsylvania on the internet.
If I remember right, wasn't he at the Daily Bugle, or he was in New York and then he got something happened to him? He was like a shitty reporter and then he moved out west.
Maybe. Again, I also like you just kind of blocked it out.
I don't know. I've never seen the movie, so
yeah.
I like Woody Harrelson. Trailers and it looked like San Fran to me.
Woody Harrelson's awesome, so it can.
Yeah, he should be a good Carnage.
I'm glad they got rid of the wig.
Yeah. So the other thing I wanted to point out to you guys, there was a scene. I can't remember if it was a cop or a security guard reading the paper. That little 2-second clip. You remember seeing that in the trailer?
Mm-hmm.
So if you freeze frame it on the screenshot that I'm sending over, which
you really analyzed this trailer.
I did.
Nah, you went to the website. I went to the same website.
Now it looks like screenshots on the computer.
I saw this too.
So there's
someone else did the footwork.
It's probably hard to zoom in, but when the dude flips the pages, it clearly says something about the Avengers on the inside of the newspaper.
I mean that could be the Revengers. You don't know.
Yeah.
Revengers.
And it says something about Nightmare, Avengers, something.
Or
Nightmare.
It could be the Bengers.
Yeah,
I thought you fucking D&D nerds would go with Vengers.
The Vengers, not the Avengers. It's the Vengers. It's like a classic metal 80s metal band, tribute band. They're playing at a local venue that night. Apparently,
that guy in the picture that he just sent looks like he's about to take a shit.
Yeah, he's for sure.
Oh, that's the guy that played Tommy in Snatch.
He's definitely holding a fart in.
He played Al Capone in Boardwalk Empire.
Okay, never saw that. Actually,
you should watch it. It's good. I only watched the first season, but yeah, it's good.
Not a big mob fan.
Yeah. I'm with him. I'm not too much of a mafia movie either.
So I'm not against racist or anything, but the Italian culture always kind of I feel like I'm gonna isolate and alienate a bunch of people here, but I don't want to say the word annoying, but all that Italian stuff usually always turns me off a bit.
This coming from the man that just works.
Demographic.
I work at an Italian restaurant. Yeah, well, I mean they're all Guatemalan that work there, so. It's fine. There's no actual Italians at Italian Delight.
It's a KO.
So basically, what you're saying, Kyle, is you hate Italians.
I hate Italian. Yeah, I say
you hate Italians. You hate everything about their culture.
No,
Okay.
no, it's just
I got you.
It's annoying that whole like whenever people like the whole like forget about it, like that whole kind of thing. All just annoys the shit out of me.
You're gonna see a bunch of Italians wearing FUBK shirts.
Yeah.
I love Italy and I love Italians. It's fine. It's kind of what
he has Italian friends.
I do. I have one Italian friend.
I'm most Italian, brother.
I don't sleep over his house though. My parents would me.
He asked brother Kyle if he wanted to sleep over, and brother Kyle was like, "Hey, he's good about it."
He's not anti-Italian. He has an Italian friend.
I kid.
It's so uncomfortable.
Shout out to all the fans in Italy. Ciao.
Ciao.
Episode 119. Fuck you, Italy.
Wow.
You can edit that out. Jed, yeah.
All the Italian truckers.
Are gone.
Oh man. Gave him the boot because Italy shit like a boot.
Yeah,
Get it.
It wasn't funny when you said it, and it was less funny after.
I say, my jokes are bad.
So yeah, Venom. Looks like a good time.
Yeah. I'll give it a shot.
I'm laughing so hard because Jed was like, we really got to cut down recording time. And it's like, let's talk about Venom. Fuck Italy, man.
Yeah, to cut down on recording time, not cut down on the listeners.
Let's get more racism into the show. I guess that's not really racism. It's more like nationalityism, I guess. I don't know.
Nationalityism?
Whatever. Yep. That's a word that just happened.
I'm Googling that.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you can cut that all out.
Jed's like, nope.
That's going to be the stinger in the beginning.
Nope.
Let's get him out of the way quick.
Here's what's happening this week.
Yeah.
Anyway, I apologize. I love Italy and Italians and all the Italian Americans out there.
Moving right along.
that part you can cut out.
The Purge.
Yes.
Blackout and Shout.
Is there another Purge movie coming?
There is another Purge movie coming.
Oh.
What's
it called?
Forever
Purge? The Forever Purge, yeah.
Or the
man,
Blackout where we purge all the listeners.
I really enjoyed the first Purge, and then like the other purges, the couple of purges that came after that were like, all right or whatever. But like, is this becoming like Saw at this point? Like, do we care?
I don't know. Like, I saw the first one. I didn't really see any of those. I did hear like for the first 3 or 4 movies, they actually got better as the series went on. But I haven't really watched them. Just the first one.
I just don't know how many different ways. I mean, I guess they're doing it different because they're just people going crazy and killing outside the Purge. But I don't know.
They're just saying, "Fuck it, all murder all the time."
Who was that? Was that? Hey Jed, did you hear that? Are we still recording?
Yeah, that was Scott just joined in.
Hello.
Okay.
Our other guest star has joined the Discord chat.
Hello.
Barmape, Grana Weep, Nene Bong.
Nice. give that man an Anna John Goody. How you doing? Welcome to BNS.
Glad to be here.
Mr. Scott King, everyone. Mr. Scott King, everybody.
Yay. How's it going, Scott?
Yes, the infamous Blackout and Shout podcast. Jed has told me about this for ages, and I am a big, big fan of you guys.
Awesome. Well, thanks for listening.
Are you the mystery celebrity?
He's not the mystery celebrity.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, who is the mystery?
You know what? I was gonna I'm glad you brought that up. I was like, man, I'm cool with not knowing who the mystery celebrity is because I totally respect why you can't tell us. But I'm like, man, we talk a lot of shit. What happens if we get that guy one day?
Hopefully he's not Italian.
Jesus. I was just gonna say that is not Italian, nor are they a truck driver.
Okay,
so I think we're good.
So we're still good so far.
Well, that really narrows it down.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's not Italian and not a truck driver.
You guys keep saying he too, and I never did say.
Oh, good point.
Oh, listen to Levy. She's here.
Actually, I'm pretty sure it's not a woman because I think we've driven off our entire female demographic ages ago.
Probably, yeah.
So
it was the Herbie bit. It was the Herbie bit that got rid of the last few.
So why don't we take well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a hint. This famous person is short, and they have been around TV and movies since the late 80s, early 90s.
Oh, Danny DeVito would have been around longer than that. All right, well, Tyrion Lannister.
It's not his name, you know that, right?
So let's get back to the guest here for a minute.
We'll get back to the trailers. So Scott, tell us your claim to fame and what you do and why you like the show so much.
Right on. So I'm Scott King. I live in Los Angeles. I'm an amateur voice actor, Sinatra impressionist, occasional blogger, and I host little variety show stuff. And I'm a lifelong fan of Transformers. I was a kid who was scraping as the fandom kind of wasn't there back in 1990. I subscribed and did my own little fanzines with the Transmasters group and expected Transformers to, become more and more obscure and fade away. And it came back in a big way with that disgusting fucking live action movie. And
yes! we like this guy already.
And now I'm just like the rest of you guys. I'm blowing all my disposable income on these fucking robots. Kingdom and Takara, and reliving my insanity 25 years later. And interestingly enough, I've been I'm sure you guys know, and I'm not the first to do it, we're not the first to do it, but have put hundreds of hours into doing a proper American redub of Headmasters, all of the 30-plus episodes, and of course that's a massive undertaking, but providing voice talent for a majority of the characters, editing, video, etc., and it's a massive undertaking, but that's where I'm at, spending too much money on robots, listening to you guys, and holding down the pet projects,
Can we back up? Yeah. Can we back up for 1 second and talk about that Headmasters project? I gotta say,
absolutely.
I, for one, am super excited for that because the original dub was about maybe the worst dub that I probably ever heard in my life. So if you guys are given, because I really, long story short, I got turned on to that Japanese stuff way after it was out, so I was just super excited to have more Transformers and see characters that I've never seen before and all that stuff. Right. And so, of course, I got the Headmasters, Master Force, and Victory, and I had the English dubs, and they were so terrible, but I forced my way through them because I really wanted to watch all that stuff. So if you guys are actually doing big time, so yeah, man, I'll be definitely excited to see and watch the final product of that. That's for sure. That's
a testament. That's a testament to how big of a Transformers fan you actually are.
I mean, the top of the list, right?
Getting through either that English dub or the Japanese requires a devotion. That even hardcore people don't have to sit through. Oh, Captain Optimus, we must protect. because the expectation, I think we all had, with Scramble City, and I saw it, bootleg back in 1990 with a buddy who got a copy of a copy, and the expectation was that we would be seeing, season 4 of Everything We Know and Love with all the original voice actors, and you see something wildly divergent, that looks like what we want to see, but obviously. You got Galvatron turning into a beach ball, and you got the Beast Wars characters, and indescribable. I want to mention now we're not the first to have done it. I don't want to take away the efforts of those who have come before. Prime Productions did a fabulous job with I think the first few episodes, but. This one, it's just the intent to absolutely 100%, not just the voice talent, which of course is really difficult to copy, but the production music and the editing, I think, was so tight, we take it for granted that those first 3 seasons plus Headmasters had dozens and hundreds of people putting that shit together, and I'm just as guilty as anybody else. The average, I could do that in my garage. You think you can just churn the whole fucking 34 episodes out in an evening, okay, with a buddy, just, I'm going to be Cyclonus now, and then I'm going to be, and you realize it's a massive undertaking. And the big reason, I think, why we haven't seen, all the dozens of episodes done satisfactorily has very little to do with voice acting. There's tons of talented, passionate people who can do an amazing, Hot Rod or Prowl or, I've heard the Cyclonus voice done amazingly well. People... alternate between Leonard Nimoy's Galvatron, and I actually do the Frank Welker Galvatron. That's a different story. But when you realize that the narrative itself starts to make less and less sense in terms of storytelling, and you kind of get down a rabbit hole where the direct translation, you're just lost. You have nothing else to anchor yourself to. It's like, okay, Ultra Magnus just got fucking killed, and there's a bear. Okay, and what am I holding on to? So I found myself doing heavy scripting and rewrites, and in order to do that, I had to sit and dedicate myself to figure out where the narrative was going. And based off of the whole plot summary, you have to sit there, figure out, okay, what the fuck is Cup trying to fucking say to Carly at this moment, and how is he saying it? And it's obviously not the Japanese direct we would appreciate for more opportunities for the galactic cluster. You got to make it conspiratorial and chummy and sound kind of like, hey, we got to fucking go to the ship now. So, it became a massive script writing project. And I'm like, I'm not sitting in the studio, doing voices. I'm writing a science fiction epic that spans 30 episodes. And at that point, you're all in, and anybody who's involved with it, of course, is doing it for absolutely free, out of our pathological compulsion to, be involved with this hobby. And there you have it, tons of time spent. Now, I know Jed was involved with. Can I talk about your efforts to get that motion comic going with the Wreckers project?
The eventual stand of the Wreckers.
The event, exactly. Now, since I'm a G1 purist boomer, I was not even turned on to that storyline. So when I had the opportunity, Jed had heard me do Magnus. By the way, this. Side note, my grandmother used to date Robert Stack. And so he was always a part of our family. So when I had the opportunity to get up and say, I'm the appointed manifester of the Tiberian cosmos, for whatever the thing is. The Tyrest Accord. How dare you come in? Anyway. But Yeah, I was excited for that project, but like Jed knows, it just when you get into the nitty gritty of it, it becomes heavy. Becomes a lot of work, and you wish you had a huge staff to help you out. But by virtue of the fact that it's a fan project, fun and for free, there you go.
Right.
So.
You actually mentioned a while ago about how making it through the entire season of Headmasters, the other dub, is like a testament to being a Transformer fan.
Truly, I haven't done it.
But the stuff that you're talking about right now, and not just you guys, but like a lot of the artists and creative people in the fandom, it's kind of a testament to the franchise itself that people are such fans that they will do this shit for free just to do it, just so it'll be out there.
Truly. I mean, how much, is a professional's time worth, whether you're doing video editing, which is in high demand, or voiceover behind the camera, in front of the camera, all of these skill sets which require hundreds of hours and certification and college and that demand big bucks. And here we are on the weekends devoting it to something that we dug back when we were 8 that will never make a penny, and you just hope to see it one day. And I was talking with Jed earlier, about I got a nephew, who's 5 years old, and he's had 2 hardcore years of immersion into Transformers. I started him with Rescue Bots, and he caught the crack addict addiction. He's got like 100 Optimus Primes. His favorite characters, Red Alert. He likes these obscure characters. He's not even 6 years old. He has an encyclopedic knowledge of the fandom. And I'm like, fuck showing this first featurette to any jaded 40-year-old guys I know who are going to shit on me because my Peter Cullen does not match the Gravelly B-127. Like, only Cullen can do Prime. It's like, fuck, So I thought, I'm going to give this to a pure audience, to an absolutely objective, will not shit on me, but will be honest at the same time group. And I chose my niece and nephew, right? I'm like, hey, kids, okay, you've been watching Beast Hunters, and Dick on, what is it called? Robots in Disguise. And, Rescue Bots, obviously. Gee, when I said, let me lay this on you, I showed them our American dub trailer. Actually, no, I showed them the first episode, 4 robots go into the sky for the Glory Fortress, which is a nice summarized name of the first episode. And, they watched it, and their reaction was flattering, but it was also maddening. Their reaction was, hey, where's the rest? Okay, we're into it, Uncle. Where's the next fucking episode? They're looking at me like spit it out. Come on, we're invested. What happens now?
Get your ass back in the studio.
Yeah, exactly. Soundwave is beating the shit out of Blaster, all right, and Black. And yeah, and I want to say specifically, and honestly, I want to tell on myself, and I'm glad I have a forum to do so, okay? Because I've talked about editing and scripting and logistics and blah, 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 that nobody cares about. You want to know the real fucking logjam, okay, that has prevented Headmasters from seeing a proper volume release, okay, to this day? The absolute number one component that has been a bar to progress has been fucking Wheelie and Daniel. Those scenes I have gone through, and every main character, no problem. Fortress, Maximus, no problem. Magnus, no problem. The new characters, no problem. Target Masters, bam, 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 bam. Oh, we got a Wheelie and Daniel fucking part. Oh, my God. I started with myself. I started with auditioning kids. Couldn't do it. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Peter Pan, Sandy Duncan. Okay, the perfect Daniel voice will be some postmenopausal 45-year-old chick. Okay, I had them do Daniel. Then the fucking than the wheelie part. But you get to the comic relief parts for the kids, right? You're like, I don't have a chick. I don't have an effeminate sounding enough. I mean, you got to be really effeminate to capture wheelie, right? And I got to say, if not for I even thought of doing fan edits, all episodes, all 34 released right now. Just there is no Wheelie, there's no Daniel, and I'll figure it out. But it occurred to me that'd be like putting Star Wars out without, the grounding effect of the droid. So yeah, there you have it.
I was actually thinking that no Wheelie and no Daniel would be like no Jar Jar Binks.
Well, that's true to an extent. Everybody says they would be fine with that, but Jar Jar served a narrative purpose. I mean, I remember when Attack of the Clones came out and Lucas was being interviewed. He goes, "No, Jar Jar is going to be in the fucker. He serves a purpose in the story. I'm sorry you don't like him, but I have a plan for him." And yeah, similarly, you got these two characters that somehow survive, all this horrific war and the destruction of Cybertron, and they're just, two kids chirping around, and it's like that one kid from the 5th season, Kennedy, Tommy Kennedy, or George Kennedy, or anyway, somebody Kennedy, and there's Power Master Prime and this burnt-out atomic horror wreck, Eastern Ukraine. The entire world's burnt to a crisp. Here's this kid with a jacket. He's like, "Hey, Optimus, can you tell me about the good old days?" "Oh, of course, Tommy. Sit in my molten hypersteel hand as I discuss one time Jack was hanging around the office and
I never thought about it in those terms. Like it was really post-apocalyptic looking, and that kid looked like he was on his way to school.
Yeah, I mean, look at the background, the backdrop. These fucking decaying buildings, and the charred wreckage of fucking former civilization. The sky is burnt red. There's this survivor kid, begging Optimus to talk about, back when civilization was around, and Op's like, yes.
He like just spray paints his face like, "Witness me, Optimus."
Can you give me a ride to school? Yes. Let me go into the stratosphere with unbreathable atmosphere at 600 miles per hour to get you to your... Let me tell you, I played basketball with Hound. Anyway, yeah. Forgot where we were.
Yeah, okay.
You guys were on trailers, and I completely derailed, your outline for the program.
Nah, there's no coordinates to this show.
Talking about some bullshit.
Yeah, listen. If you said you're a fan of this podcast, and you should know that we never go in a straight line.
No.
It's fine.
Actually, believe it or not, as a devotee of you guys' last few episodes, there is a remarkable structure in which you guys, adhere to, despite all the bantering. I enjoyed. You guys were talking about G.I. Joe, the movie, and one of you guys did an impression of Roadblock, right? Like somebody busted out with "I was once a man," and then somebody else did Roadblock with his rhymes like, man. I can't even come up with. It was some sort of rhyme.
Yeah.
Like, don't you be Commander. Getting in my way. Yeah. Go ahead.
Cobra Commander slithering about, gonna turn your eyes inside out.
Inside out. Yeah. And it was at that point I was like, I've got to hit subscribe on this bullshit. This is far more entertaining than listening to Anderson Cooper or Bill Maher. I've got all this sea of stuff to listen to, of general broad interest. But my God, I would much rather spend an evening, with guys who understand the nuance of the greatest generation of Saturday morning cartoons. I think.
Damn straight.
A lot of people agree. That's right. Yes.
You hear that, Amanda? We're better than Anderson Cooper and Bill Maher.
I was going to say, I love the idea of having somebody just scrolling through their phone and going, Anderson Cooper, Bill Maher, Blackout and Shout.
We go hand in hand. You got geopolitical commentary, socioeconomic humor, and doing stereotypical African American imitations in rhyme to harken back to a Saturday morning cartoon. It's great. It's what I live for.
So, anyways, Venom.
Maximum carnage, huh? Absolute carnage or something carnage. This is, I have not seen the trailer, but I'm familiar with the comic storyline it's based off of. What did you guys think?
I think we were all kind of apprehensive for shit show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see the first Venom, so I wasn't really too interested in this one.
Golly, I haven't either, but I remember lining up to get Venom #1 back in 1993, so excited that they would give this villain an opportunity to shine. And I remember many of us feeling let down because the nature of the character was not inherently altruistic or good, And I don't know if you guys remember... Joker had a mini series of comics that absolutely fucking bombed because nobody wanted to see, the clown prince of crime doing anything positive.
Right. Yeah, I remember those. What do you think about this, Scott? What about instead of doing like a new dub of like the Headmasters, what if you do like a Broadway production of them instead? Just get all the characters. Just do like a tour.
Headmasters the musical.
Now you're talking. Having seen the Cybertronic spree and what they've been able to do with their stage productions, it's not entirely an insane, crazy idea. I mean, the mind buzzes. Okay, I'm actually last night I was downtown LA at this place that's reopening next June called the King Eddie Saloon. It used to be a 1920s speakeasy. I'm actually putting together a stage show for a separate project. The idea of, bringing Transformers to a live production, and a Cybertronic spree that does it so well, that's not the worst idea I've heard all week.
Scott, I got a question for you. Have you ever done a Christopher Walken impersonation?
Wow. So, first of all...
my guy all wrong.
I mean, Jed... you got to ask yourself, is that the kind of question you want to bring, to a podcast focused on, sentient robots? I don't know. I mean, wow. What? Yikes. First of all, black out and, hey, there's nothing rocking around here except this fortress. Hey, you crack the nuts, and then you crack the nuts.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I think you should do Wheelie. You can't get anybody to do Wheelie. Just do Wheelie Christopher Walken. Like all the other voices sound spot on, and then Wheelie is Christopher Walken.
That's great.
You get Chip if I get Trip.
You got a point there like, oh, hey, Wheelie, Triptychon's coming to get us. Wow. You get Chip. If I get wow.
This show is an idea machine.
It is.
It practically writes itself,
It does. But Scott, did you want to hang on, go through the trailers with us?
Be glad to. Yeah. I mean, if I've seen them, I'll be glad to give you my opinion. And if I have no idea what the subject matter is, I have not seen the trailer and have nothing to contribute, I will definitely talk about it anyway. So yes.
You know what? Before we go in the trailers, let me ask you. So you do amateur, well, not amateur, but you do acting as well, right? Have you been into
I do, yes.
anything? I know you said you were on set a couple weeks ago all day.
Yeah.
Anything that we would know that you've been in?
Well, So last week, shot a little walk-on part in Katie Sagal of Married with Children fame is doing this wonderful show called Rebel, where she plays an Aaron Brockovich-type lawyer who's in her 60s and gets to, champion causes such as, chemicals being put into pharmaceuticals. It's really riveting and has a lot of stunts. Actually, believe it or not, I don't know if I can talk about the episode, but, she's on a yacht confronting her husband, portrayed by the actor from My Greek Wedding. And after a big confrontation, he pushes her off the boat. It had 6 stunt women, scuba divers. It was a huge production, and I portrayed the rich yacht owner who humiliates her by taking a photo of her with my iPhone. So surely that plus Headmasters, I'll really be leading the Oscars in 60 more years.
Academy Awards to come.
That kind of momentum doesn't come cheap or easy. And I'm in stuff. I do a Sinatra show. I'm actually putting together a David Bowie tribute. Like everybody in town. You got your side hustles. You got 100 irons in the fire. People say, what do you got going on? What have you been in? I was in a movie a couple of years ago, a noir thing where I portrayed a middle-aged banker who has a inappropriate sexual attraction to his young coworker. I don't know why they chose me for that. It's so off type of the kind of stuff I want to do. Let me say this though. I know, and we'll get back to trailers in a second, but you just sparked something in my brain. This whole Headmasters thing we were talking about, people ask me, is this ego gratification? And in a way, yes, it very much is. You're going up there, with the most iconic voices, to a lot of people, near and dear. I mean, I've met Transformers fans, and I have to say they are much, much, much more forgiving and much more open-minded than, say, Star Trek fans that'll kill you, okay, if you go off of their established lore and fandom. So there's a level of forgiveness, if you don't hit perfect Robert Stack, or if your Galvatron sounds a little tinny, or if your Prime, doesn't have the chutzpah that they're quite expecting. But
I've seen that hate and anger come out of our own Curry, because he's a Star Trek fan.
Yeah.
Right, Levy?
Listen to him. Listen to how hateful he is.
He is. You hear him? Yeah. Because it's not, you're a Trekker, not a Trekkie, right? But
you gotta hit that right button.
For Levy's birthday, I got him a Horgon. He displays it proudly.
I'm always looking for Jamaharon.
Scott's like, what are you talking about,
hold
buddy?
on. I've got an encyclopedic knowledge of all sorts of geek Star Trek. So what the hell is a Horgon?
It was from the episode where Picard went on vacation on Risa. And Riker asked him to pick him up a Horgon. It's a little wooden statue. And what he didn't tell him was that to display it meant you were seeking Jamaharon, which I'm guessing is a euphemism for sex.
Oh, beautiful.
So
was that
he
the
had
episode?
it sitting out, and what's that?
Was that the episode with Vash?
Yes.
He made. Oh, yes. Okay. I remember now. Okay.
Yeah, those aliens came from the future looking for the Toxutat.
Right. Wow. So you're kind of a linguist. In terms of the fun with words.
He corrects me all the time. He corrects me all the time. Don't you, Levy?
Yes, because your language is terrible,
isn't it? I mean, it is chaotic.
Chaos. Absolute chaos.
It's absolute chaos.
Now, who was just describing the Vash episode? Was that Jed?
That was Levy.
Okay, Nevin, let me ask you a question. Can you do the Savick Vulcan speak that she says to Spock in Vulcanese?
No, I can't. Okay. I'm not the biggest original series fan. I didn't really. I've seen all of the original series movies, but I don't really watch them that often. So
okay, I get it. You're a Picard person. I dig it.
Yeah, me and Jed had a debate over who was a better captain, Picard or Kirk.
Kirk.
Picard. It's interesting because if we judge by what's on screen, I would absolutely say that, Kirk, showed a remarkable willingness to err on the side of, winning. I would vote for Kirk. However, not to get too far off topic, they say William Shatner really was not the captain of the actors. That Patrick Stewart definitely was, the advocate for his co-stars, and by that metric, puts him over the top in a lot of people's. All right, back to trailers. Yeah. So anyway,
Jed's in Kirk's corner just because Kirk got lots of alien sex. Basically.
Yeah. I mean, come on here. Our target demographic. Anybody listening, that is a factor. That we all.
I think we can all agree that Captain Riker is probably the best out of all three.
Ooh, Captain Riker.
Isn't that correct?
He was pretty badass.
Yeah.
He was pretty badass, but I still have to go with Picard.
So Venom. Looks like shit. Let's move to the next one.
Which trailer is next?
Purge. We were actually talking about the Purge.
Oh, yeah, we were on the Purge.
The Purge, yes, right? Right. The Purge. Mike, you're hosting. Drive this crazy train.
Well, yeah. Well, I already gave my opinion, so I don't know. Jed, what do you think about it?
The Purge. I can't wait. I love the Purge movies, and even you compared it to the Saw movies, they have a charm to them too. But the Purge movies are cool. I like them.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'll eventually watch it, but I don't know. With an open mind.
Back when we had our other podcast, the Back and Forth, Kyle and I and Tyler, we watched all the Purge movies, and we talked about them. Remember that, Kyle?
Yes.
Did you enjoy those movies?
Talk about the Purge still? I'm sorry, I stepped away for a second. Yeah, no, I really liked the first one was great, and I actually liked the second and third one even better. I'm a big Frank Grillo fan, actually. Mm-hmm. So I thought he was pretty cool in it. The fourth one was kind of blech, but I never bothered watching the show either. But yeah, those movies are cool. My God.
Are they having a fifth one and there was a show?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I would have thought that premise had worn thin at this point, but still keeps going strong.
They'll have a Persian space.
Wasn't bad though.
The Persian space will probably be the next one, I think.
Space, yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, they did Mars, Jason X or whatever it was. That was such a great, terrible movie. Yeah. The Hellraiser one was awesome in space. Yeah. It was terrible, but it was awesome. Sometimes shitty movies are just awesome
in space.
Michael Myers in space should be a thing.
What's next, Jed?
Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes.
There was a trailer for that
one.
Yeah, it was a minute-long trailer.
Yeah,
I like the dude that's playing Snake Eyes. There was I'm a total dork, so I kind of like stupid romantic comedy movies. But
that's Brother Kyle talking.
Yeah, movie that came out last year, last Christmas, with it was him and the chick from Game of Thrones that played Daenerys. It was kind of funny, but I like that actor. I thought he was really good in that movie. That movie wasn't great, but he was cool in it. So he's playing Snake Eyes.
I don't think I know
I'm not familiar with the actor. May I assume he's a blonde guy, like the Marvel Comics version?
Yeah, he's definitely a white blonde guy.
Okay. Give any indicators of where they're going with the story? Will we be seeing Scarlet and a Storm Shadow soap opera we're familiar with?
I'm not even sure. Scarlet in the trailer. Scarlet's in the trailer. Storm Shadow, of course, is going to be in that movie.
Yeah,
but this movie is going to be taking place kind of like that. It's like a prequel. Like Snake Eyes still talks. He doesn't have the helmet or anything like that. So I think near the end he'll probably get like horribly scarred and become mute at that point.
Fascinating. I was just revisiting the Larry Hama run that described his origin story, and it'll be interesting to see where they go with that. Wow.
Well,
it looks really good.
I think something's going to be different about it. I don't think they're going to. I'm going to stay open-minded as to how they tell his origin story, because it just is going to be a little different. So I guess
Jed, is this going to share continuity with the Channing Tatum films?
I don't think so.
I
don't think so.
You guys, did you guys not like those? I kind of did.
Nah,
I kind of did, just for what they were.
Low-key liked the first one. I didn't watch the second one.
Yeah, the second one was kind of a little weak, but the first one I kind of dug it. The first one.
Yeah.
Wasn't The Rock in the second one?
Yeah.
Was he Gung Ho?
And no, he was Roadblock.
Right,
and then Dennis Quaid was General Flint.
Yeah.
Man, Bruce Willis was in those movies too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was General Hawk, right?
No, he was Joe Colton. He was G.I. Joe.
Right. And somehow in the back of an El Camino with an M16, I'm like, come on, where's the goddamned Sky Striker and the Cobra Raven and the Hiss Tank? You're in a fucking El Camino. Come on, man.
Yeah, and
I kind of
the third eye in her forehead, what was it, Adrian Padalecki or whatever? She was Lady J, right?
Ooh. Lady J, yeah.
She was Bobby Morse in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., right?
Right, and she's in
and Wonder Woman in that little unreleased series.
The pilot, yeah, and then she's on what's that Star Trek parody show that Seth MacFarlane's doing?
Yeah, she is. She's
the Orville.
Yeah, I like her. I like her in S.H.I.E.L.D. anyway.
But Venom, right? Or wait, no, Snake Eyes.
Still on Venom?
That's what we call a callback, kids. Anyway, yeah, no, it's not continuity. And there was something else about. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Are you guys pro Baroness with short hair, or are you guys against that? No,
Against.
Against.
A Baroness should never have short hair. No.
Now listen, I'm not going to tell you that. Sit here and tell you she's not a good-looking girl. She's a good-looking girl, but
she's the Kareness.
She's the Kareness. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yep.
Now wait a minute. Are we talking a new Baroness or the Scarlet? What's her name? Or not? Sienna Miller, right? Is she still the Baroness?
Oh no, it's a new actress.
Yeah.
There's a new Baron. Oh, okay. And I take it she has short hair.
This is definitely a reboot.
Isn't her hair curly?
It's like a little. Right? Yeah. It's a little.
This is like a prequel, so maybe she's growing it out.
No, Baroness needs long, straight, silky black hair. There's no.
Agreed.
No substitute.
Yes.
They're just G1ers.
Yeah, he's being a G1er right now. And you know what? I agree with you, man. I'm with you in that camp.
So easy to lapse into.
I could take it or leave it. I'm just more worried about what the movie is going to be like. I don't really care about her hair length.
You're not a true fan.
I'm honestly not. Like G.I. Joe is something I can take or leave. I like it, but it doesn't bother me either way.
It's funny because like when everyone's waiting for that Marvel Legend or like that whole G.I. Joe classified film come out, Baroness with long hair again, and then you get the Baroness with short hair. And everybody's like,
straight to the 3D printer after I crack it open in 2020.
One more trailer, and that would be the Green Knight trailer.
No, nothing
at first, when I saw this, I thought it was like, is this going to be like another freaking Excalibur?
You're right. Yeah, right. And well, wait, Excalibur, what? Like the one that Jed wanted us to watch? Excalibur?
Yeah.
No, I thought it was going to be another dopey, like Percy Jackson, one of them fun time, mythology type, like
without the disease.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I didn't want
less
that.
mud and disease. This mythology,
Like I'm all for that fantasy shit and monsters and all that kind of stuff. But like I want a little. Got to be like kind of dark. I don't know. It looks like it has promise.
You guys ever see the Sean Connery Green Knight movie?
No.
Oh, okay. Scott,
are you good though?
Are you pro Excalibur movie, or do you not like it? Have you never seen it?
I saw it as a child with its R rating, and it really scared the shit out of me. I'm all for revisiting, source material and then putting a new spin on it if it's done well. But it just begs the question, can they reach that level of carved medieval imagery, in this day and age without going overly CGI heavy and at the expense of the narrative? So who knows? I mean, I'll keep an eye out.
Brother Kyle, where do you stand with on Excalibur, by the way?
Boy, I should probably watch that and get back to you.
Don't do it.
Don't
do it. Yeah. Listen, let us extend courtesy that Jed didn't extend to us. Don't fucking watch Excalibur.
Honestly, Jed, I feel like that if I watched it, I'd probably like it. I love Arthur. I can't even say the word. Arthurian legend. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, that's fine. And it doesn't.
Arthurian.
And I'm also with Levy on that. I like Helen Mirren. So.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Oh man, can you imagine them two tag team? Oh, sorry.
Oh, Levy, I like you, but I don't know if I'm.
Why do you already go? Why do you get like make it weird, Mike?
You guys would look like Neapolitan. You guys would look like Neapolitan ice cream, like.
Because I'm the strawberry. I'm the strawberry. And being the ginger. Levy's the dark, and she's the white. Yeah.
And Liam Neeson isn't driving a truck in this one.
Is that?
I love Liam Neeson, and he has a small part in that movie, right? He's not like okay.
He had enough of a part to start dating and then living with Levy's woman.
There's two factors. I look at two factors when I'm judging people. One, how they treat animals, and two, what their opinion on Excalibur is.
Have the same metrics that I go by. You're not alone.
It just reminds me of that old South Park episode where Cartman was in jail with that like romper stomper character, and he was like, "There's two kind of people: people that like Animaniacs and people that don't like Animaniacs. Which one are you?
Which one are you? Yeah. Yep.
So Venom. That's all the trailers we got this evening.
All right. What do you
toy news?
What now? You got any regular news there, Jed?
Yeah, I got
weird
some news.
Scott, you guys are you sticking around for some news?
Yeah. Let's hear some news.
All right.
So, Batman: The Long Halloween. That animation is going to be coming out on part 1 will be June 22nd, and part 2 will be released on July 27th. On digital, and then in August on Blu-ray. So they're going to be releasing both parts within a month of each other. The cool part, though, is that they announced that the next DC animated movie is going to be Injustice.
Oh,
okay. Cool.
So that's going to be great.
Familiar with
Injustice?
Not as much as you guys, but I do know what it is. Yeah,
it's the video game, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
done by the people who made Mortal Kombat.
That whole storyline behind, I've never like read any of the comics or played the games, but yeah, I know about the storyline, and it sounds really good.
That comic series is so extraordinarily well written. I was not expecting to like it at all. I thought it was going to be a money-grubbing travesty, like a fucking Injustice comic. But I mean, it was as good as anything Mark Waid's ever written. That and Injustice 2. Can't recommend it enough. Hope to see if they mine some of the storylines and dark elements. Wow, that's exciting news to hear.
Actually did an Injustice Batman voiceover for a motion comic that never came out.
Oh wow!
But Mike, yes,
story of my life.
Yeah,
my voice acting debut.
You know what's really funny, Scott? I was doing I was like directing them to do parts for the motion comic for the Wreckers, and the only thing they remember out of it is where does the pencil go, Brother Kyle?
Right in my mouth.
Because they had such a bad lisp when they were doing it. So I had to here, put this pencil on your lip.
Oh man, I thought I did pretty good.
Hey there, guys. Hey there, Blur.
I did 2 parts.
No, I
should have 2 credits in that movie.
I'm joking and exaggerating.
Yeah.
You'll never work in this town again, Brother Kyle.
I've never worked in it before.
Go ahead, Levy.
Speaking of Long Halloween, this past weekend we had a yard sale, like a community yard sale, and so I was going through some of my stuff, and I came across a box with a bunch of old comics and graphic novels in it, and I found my old copy of Long Halloween and Hush, which I've been looking for forever. So I'm actually looking forward to cracking those open again.
Trade paperback.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool. But yeah, Long Halloween was fantastic. I loved that Long Halloween, took Calendar Man and actually made him interesting.
It's a really good story.
Yeah.
So let's see. American Gods has been canceled. Mike.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really? Well, you know what? Actually, that doesn't even surprise me.
So
I like the show. You know what I mean? Like, but it wasn't even if I liked it, it still wasn't enough to like keep my interest in it. Right. Just I don't know. It fell off. I loved how it started. The first season was a lot of fun, but it just I don't know. It didn't get better at all.
Did you lose interest after Mad Mooney died?
I did, man. He was awesome. Yeah. It's like, why would you do that? And then they flirted with like bringing him back.
Yeah.
But by that time, it's like, it was a cool idea. I feel like it was one of those ideas like, you know how in it, the dude that played Professor X, the dude that played Stephen King type of character, about how he was making fun of his own endings, like his own. I feel like American Gods was like a killer idea, but nobody really had like a good way to bring it home at the end properly. You know what I mean?
You want to, if you want to know the ending, I can tell you. Spoilers, of course, for anybody who doesn't want to know and they want to read the book instead. Would you like to know Mike, how it ends?
If everybody else here is okay with it, I'm okay with it. Yeah.
I was thinking about powering on through all 4 seasons that have already been, mostly diminished to get to the end. But, fuck it. Go ahead. Let's hear it.
So
I've never seen the show, and I don't really care.
If you guys know, like, the whole thing around Odin is that he's like, and like with Shadow Moon, it's like all about con games, right? So,
or it seemed to be.
Yeah, Odin. Somebody writing this down, typing it down.
Somebody's dictating the show.
The hours of the minutes of the
show. So Odin did this really long con, and Mr. World is actually Loki, and they're both in on it together. And this whole big battle thing between all the gods is just another reason to have Odin get more power. So they were in on it together, and Shadow Moon was meant to be like his vessel. So like once like the whole resurrection thing happens and stuff, that Odin gets all this power. So everything else, like all around the whole story has been like this whole thing. So there is like really no new god. There's no Mr. World. It's just actually Loki pretending to be that. And Shadow Moon is actually Balder.
Oh, wow.
Balder. Refresh my memory.
He's like Thor's brother, right?
Oh, okay. He has a gate somewhere.
Yeah. yeah. He has a gate. That's all he has.
If I remember my Norse
the
mythology.
writers are essentially mining Greek mythology figures such as Odin and Loki. Now that concept could really fly if somebody ever really ran with it and had a big enough budget, to really put those characters to use. But
right? Yeah, I agree.
Maybe one day we'll see something like that.
Maybe Disney will someday.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, if you read the book, like Neil Gaiman did a really good job right in the book and stuff. It's the TV series is close to it, but of course there was a lot more, side plots and stuff like that involved with than what was in the book.
Right.
But anyway, yeah. So there's your spoilers.
Yep.
Lost in Space has also been canceled. It'll be ending with this third season, which kind of sucks because I actually like that series a lot.
I am late to the game. I haven't even heard of Lost in Space since that Mimi Rogers 90s movie.
Yeah, no,
that was. I don't think that I knew there was a series either.
No, it's good. It's William Hurt's in it. Yeah, it's on Netflix. Yeah. William Hurt's in it. Parker Posey plays Dr. Smith.
Ooh, I love me some Parker Posey.
I do like Parker Posey. She's awesome.
She plays a great evil psychologist. She makes people insane. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I like that. I like that show a lot.
Oh yeah.
I actually liked her in Blade 3. Call me crazy, but I actually liked that movie. She was cool in it.
Blade 3.
Ryan Reynolds and the dude from Prison Break.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
And Triple H.
And Triple H was in it, yeah. And he had the vampire Pomeranian.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds was Hannibal King.
Hannibal King.
Yeah.
Right.
And Jessica Biel too.
Oh, of course.
Whatever happened to her, man? She was like, man. She
married JT, and that's
she was in the spank. She was high in the spank bank back in the day.
What's the
she still is.
I'm blanking on the name, but he's the comedian. He's doing MODOK. He was in that movie too.
Patton Oswalt.
Patton Oswalt, yeah.
Yep. Patton Oswalt.
That's an underrated
MODOK?
movie. Yeah.
That fits somemealhow.
I saw the billboard.
He already is MODOK.
Yeah. Boy, that's as brilliant of a pairing as it gets.
Have you ever listened to his stand-up comedy?
All the time, yeah.
Oh, all the time, yeah.
Sure. Have you ever heard his story about the orgy that him and his wife stumbled upon?
Yeah. Yes.
When they were going to look at a house, and when they got there, it turns out that the owners had an orgy the night before.
He said there's this kid that put on some woman's pants that's juicy on the ass and walked out.
Factually accurate.
Calls him fuck squatch or something.
Yeah, he walked out the back door and
disappears in the woods. Yeah.
Oh, there goes fuck squatch. That zoological marvel. Yeah, that's one of the greatest stories I've ever heard told.
I fucking love Patton Oswalt. He's great.
My favorite was about how the magician that got cut out of $5 or $10.
Yes.
So he got shorted $5. That's a good story too.
Okay.
You know that when you get so angry and you just over enunciate every word and you talk really quietly like this.
I watched some stuff.
What did you watch?
I watched Castlevania season 4. It was awesome. It was amazing.
Yeah,
it's the best.
I'm about halfway through it, and it's fucking ramping up pretty good, man.
I still haven't watched season 3 yet.
Oh, dude, you got to get on it.
Yeah,
you got to get on it, or you got to get on it.
There's a lot of things I got to get on.
It's cool because it's ending, and they said they might do a spin-off. I can't say reboot, but maybe they'll go with another Belmont.
I'd like to see a prequel with just Garbrand.
Godbrand,
yeah.
Yeah, let's follow
He's so great.
Godbrand.
Am I the only one that's crushing real hard on Carmilla?
No.
Yes.
Carmella? No. I'm
with you, Levy.
Yeah, I'm in on Carmella.
Yeah. Man.
I have a thing for vampires, and she's a sexy vampire. Yeah.
And the woman that voices her is just she's amazing too. She was in the second season of Dexter.
Oh, the English chick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's.
Well, you can have Helen Mirren, and I'll
Carmella. What kind of fucking deal is that, man? Oh shit!
I rewatched all the 3 Riddick movies: Pitch Black, Chronicles of Riddick, and Riddick.
They're on a lot.
How much I like those movies. They're
they
really
were
good
cool movies, man.
Never saw the third one.
That was a good one. That's with what's her name's in it? Starbuck is in that, dude.
Oh,
What's that?
Katie Sackhoff.
Yeah, Katie Sackhoff. She's
Riddick. Oh, okay.
She is Mandalore.
I watched the Sesame Street documentary called Street Gang. That was really good. You guys,
yeah.
I just watched like some of the back, behind the scenes stuff about all the people that worked on the show back in the late 60s and the 70s. It's really good. Oh, I watched all of Love, Death, and Robots. Did you guys watch that?
We started that. We started that. We got through like maybe 2 or 3 episodes of that too so far. Yeah, I know they're only like 18 minutes long, but you eat a brownie and you pass the fuck out, so you get in what you can get in. But yeah,
it's really like an anthology as well.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And I watched that Tom Clancy's Without Remorse.
You watched a lot of shit, Jed.
Well, it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know, but still, that's a lot of shit.
Jed has unlocked some sort of like pocket dimension, right? That he's outside of time that he can do all
the hyperbolic time chamber from Dragon Ball Z.
You guys have gone through so much that I had no idea was not only a series, but like so far into. You're like, oh, guys, have you done TJ Hooker season 7? Oh my God, they're really ramping up with the. They're in space now. Like, God damn, I didn't even know that existed.
TJ Hooker in space. That needs to get made right now.
The entire series of Perry Mason.
Fellas, guys, hey, listen, I've got an overlapping thing. I've got to bounce, as the children say, but it has been a pleasure sharing some audio space with you guys. A really good time. I was glad to be a part of it, and one day maybe I can come back and talk more bots with you fellows.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming on, Scott.
Thanks, Scott.
Well, it's been a pleasure, gentlemen.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. And I'm looking forward to that Headmasters, man.
Yeah.
Make Headmasters great. Yes. Make Headmasters great again.
Make Headmasters great again.
Yeah. Don't use that. You don't want to use that.
That's a painted slogan.
Yeah. It's terrible.
You got to come up with a good slogan, guys. If you guys can come up with a good slogan, maybe I can set fire to this thing again and get it happening.
All right. We'll do.
All right, gentlemen.
Have a good night, man.
Thanks, man. Have a good night.
Nice meeting you.
Have a good night. Thanks.
If you guys will not watch Without Remorse, there is a Easter egg at the end. If you would like to know, would you like to hear the spoiled Easter egg?
Wait, Without Remorse, what is that anyway?
I never even heard of it.
Tom Clancy.
Michael B. Jordan.
Okay.
Okay.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a Tom Clancy movie.
Michael B. Jordan.
He signed on for 2 movies, and the second one's Rainbow Six.
Oh, really?
Oh, snap.
Cool.
Oh, shit.
What character does he play?
John Kelly.
Okay.
You like
ever do any kind of movie or TV series with Sam Fisher? That was a Tom Clancy thing, right?
Yeah.
Splinter Cell.
Splinter Cell.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be cool. I really like that.
Military espionage thing or whatever is usually Tom Clancy.
You know what? I started to watch that one with Jim Halpert from The Office.
Mm-hmm.
What was that called? The one on Amazon? That was
Jack Ryan.
Jack Ryan. Yeah, that was. I actually watched the first like 3 or 4 episodes, and I really, really liked it, and I just never went back. I actually really want to revisit that because it seemed like a good show, and I like him. I like that dude.
Mm-hmm. You know that character's been played by multiple people. Do you know who the first one was?
Oh yeah. Fuck. Yes, I do. Liam Neeson.
No, Baldwin.
Yeah, Alec Baldwin.
Okay.
The Hunt for Red October.
The Hunt for Red October. Okay,
Yep. And then the role was taken over by Harrison Ford.
Ben Affleck played him too.
Yep.
In
that was a good movie, by the way. The one with Ben Affleck.
The one with where the nuke got set off.
Yes.
I can't remember the name of it now. With Morgan Freeman.
Yep. Well, shout out to Ben Affleck. I'm sure he's a listener.
Shout out to Sean
maybe he's the famous person. Maybe he's the mystery celebrity.
He might be. He might be.
He doesn't look short. Are you done with stuff that you watched yet?
All done.
I am the lost one.
I am the boat. I am the Russian boat captain with the Scottish accent.
Your mother's a whore, Trebek.
I remember my Charlemagne.
Stop me if I already talked about this. I don't think I did, but maybe I did.
Wait, before you go on.
Yes.
Wait, before you go on. Sean Connery's brother died. That was another one that I read. That
Bob Connery.
Yeah,
I didn't even know he had a
whatever his
brother.
name is.
Bob Connery.
Yeah.
Charlie Connery.
He tried to do like KO versions of James Bond back in the day for a couple of films.
Really?
Yeah. I remember when I was watching Mystery Science Theater 3000, they were showing a chart of Sean Connery's career, and they're like, at this point, his brother's career was actually higher than Sean's, and they're like, it was Highlander 2.
Well, yeah, man. My movie career was higher than Sean's at that point.
They had like this bar chart. There was like this big dip. There was this big dip going all the way down from this like chart that goes all the way up. Anyway, Mike, go ahead. What did you?
If you're ever in a bad mood, you have to just start talking like him, and it like almost automatically pulls you out of being in a bad mood. And so sometimes when I'm just chilling, man, I got YouTube on, and like there's a lot of top 10 lists that come up in my news feed. Top 10 this, top 10 that, and there was a top 10 like horror animes that came on, and the shit like Wicked City and stuff like that was in there. But there was a series, I don't know if you ever heard of this, Jed, or like any of you guys, Junji Ito. You ever hear of that guy, Junji Ito?
No. Ito, I think I've heard of that.
Is that the name of the series?
It's the dude. It's like an anthology series by this dude. It was like, he did like a ton of horror manga, but there is like a season of these. It's like this anthology series of like horror anime, and it's hard to tell whether or not you're gonna love it or hate it. Like, there's not really. None of the stories really have endings. It's almost kind of like they leave the ending up to the interpretation of the viewer. They just give you the opening and a little bit of the story, and then they let your brain kind of run with it. But there's some pretty cool. Me and Vanessa watched a bunch of them. We're still like kind of in the middle of that one, but that's kind of cool if you're into. I know you guys are a little into horror as well.
I mentioned this last week when you were gone, Mike. But I started watching this anime called Jujutsu Kaisen. You like it? It's good. It's like a cross between like a cult and that Parasite anime.
Really?
Yeah, it's good.
Send me a link or spell that out for me somewhere, like in the chat.
Jujutsu?
No, I know how to spell jujitsu. What's the second name?
Kaisen. I'll put it in.
You don't know how to spell jujitsu, you tool.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you can say it.
Actually, he's pronouncing that wrong because the way he spelled it is jujutsu.
Jujutsu.
Well, jujitsu is spelled with it's two words, and it's jitsu is JITSU, but whatever.
Okay.
Actually, Mike, there's another horror movie. Well, jujitsu is a form of martial arts. This jujutsu, I'm pretty sure, is not that. Just
jujutsu is a Jewish martial art.
Jesus. No, this is martial arts. It's occult martial arts, parasite stuff. It's good.
Oh,
I like it.
Mike, there's another good horror anime series that I watched called Another.
Okay.
It's about a cursed high school class where kids just like members of the class, including the teachers, end up dying horribly in horrible ways, and the whole gist of the story, and like the main character, he meets up with this mysterious girl with an eye patch, and
sorry,
I have two questions.
Yeah.
Only two? Only two. Is this the anime where they kill that dog, where they stomp the dog?
No, that's Elfenlied.
Okay. And two, what's your take on hot chicks with eye patches? Yay or nay?
Yay. I'm a yay for that. Man, definitely a yay.
Well, only if I know there's an eye underneath it. Like if it's like
what else would be underneath?
Well, no, I mean like if it's if it's just like if they're cosplaying a pirate, then yeah, I'm in. But if it's functional, then no.
We're talking real eye patch.
Oh, real eye patch? Like
I'm all right with it. If she's missing an eye,
100%.
If she's missing an eye, I'm not going to discriminate. One-eyed girls need love too, man.
You know what? You don't see him. I see him because he's in the room with me right now. But Kyle, pretty much like the way he's reacting, he might actually prefer the girl with the eye patch.
You got two
the chick from Kill Bill.
do you got two eyes? Swipe right.
If you have depth perception, you are not.
The chick from Kill Bill. Was it Ellie? Was that her name?
Elle,
yeah, she was. Elle. Yeah, she was hot.
Well,
she had an eye patch.
Daryl Hannah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the eye patch actually increases the hotness to you, Kyle.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's something interesting.
It's another hole.
Who needs two eyes? Oh, it's another hole. What the fuck?
Jesus.
That's not where I was going.
There goes the one-eye girl demographic.
Look, sometimes people with flaws, it actually works, you know?
Oh, well,
I've made that point before. Yeah, it's our flaws that make us unique and beautiful.
Absolutely.
I can agree with that, but having two eyes is where I draw the line.
Can you have flaws with both eyes, please? No, seriously,
Anyway.
Mike. Yeah, check out that anime. It's called Another. It's
Venom.
really good.
I'm gonna type it in the chat because then it'll be right under Jed's, and then I'll remember to look at them both.
Or you're just gonna be like, another what?
Another what? Yeah, right. Like the brownie kicks in, and I'm like, "What the fuck was I looking at, man?"
And another one.
That's like, and you know what? Don't anybody else message in the chat. Just leave that as the last message and really screw me up tomorrow morning. Shit.
Anybody want to know what I've been watching?
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
I've been getting into revisiting The Expanse actually recently, which
I heard that's really good.
It's really, really good, and I like Jed's take on Amos. He's definitely the best character of the show. He's great. Yeah. So I've been listening to the audiobooks, and I just finished the third one called Abaddon's Gate, I think it was called. Each one is like named after some sort of like mythological thing. Yeah, it was like Leviathan Wakes was one of them, and yeah, their books are fucking amazing. The guy that does the voice acting for the books is really, really good. And so yeah, I tried to watch it a long time ago, and I liked it, but I just never followed along with it. But doing the audiobooks is making me really want to watch the show again. So I think toward the end of season 2 right now, and I'm gonna keep rolling in when I get a chance. But yeah, it's a great show.
Cool.
It's basically been called. People compare it to like space Game of Thrones. So it's very like it's got a lot of like political kind of shit, but it's all like sci-fi rather than medieval.
See, I heard really that people that love Firefly would like that show.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And I remember
I love
like
Firefly.
I'm right there with you. Didn't it get like canceled? And I think the fans
that reference.
No, one of the actors got like accused of like sexual misconduct. He got.
Ooh, which one?
I don't want to say because I don't want to ruin it.
Okay.
There.
So, but I think that I'm pretty sure that Sci-Fi actually dropped the show, and that fans were so like adamant about it coming back that Amazon Prime bought it. Yeah. Didn't they do some weird thing where they somebody bought like a blimp or something and had them fly by like the Amazon building or some shit like that?
Well, I know they picked up like 3 seasons of it or.
There was something going on where like fans actually paid for like an advertisement to like for Amazon to like get it back on, which is really cool.
That sounds right. Do you watch that? I don't watch that show, but I think Dakota watches it religiously. That Letter Kenny show.
No,
I've heard of it.
I always like to. I actually started watching. It's pretty funny, but I always kind of like fuck with the Letter Kenny people and say that like Letter Kenny is basically like if you watch Trailer Park Boys on Wish.com.
Yeah, I've heard that description before.
There's the actress that plays that Belter chick.
Naomi?
Is that her name, Naomi?
The black chick, the one that's Jim's girlfriend?
Man, no, it's the other chick. She has like weird like, heavy raccoon eye makeup.
I'm not sure. Maybe I'm not that far in this season.
Yeah, I can't remember where she comes in, like what part of the season and when. But anyway, she's like one of the like head like Belter people in like charge and stuff. But she's in that Letter Kenny show, and people have said that it's just like night and day, like completely different. actress. You don't even know that it's the same person.
It's actually a pretty funny show, Letterkenny. Other than that,
it's awesome.
I've been rewatching a lot of Transformers stuff recently. So me and my friend Jesse, kind of like at night, we watched like a couple episodes here and there. So we went through all of Beast Wars, and right now we're on Transformers Prime. So I've been rewatching Transformers Prime, and that's
a good show.
It's a great show. And coming off of Beast Wars too, like that's such a great show. We did Beast Machines too, which actually I actually kind of liked it going through a rewatch. Not the animation and the like aesthetic change, but like the actual story of like Optimus Prime being like this hippie, basically getting in touch with nature. I don't know. I found it was less annoying than it was when I was a kid, thinking like coming off Beast Wars and seeing this shit and being like, what the fuck is going on? And why is there a weird emo bat? And
I was just gonna say which character that. That's all I remember.
Yeah, Night Scream. Yeah, but we've been doing Transformers Prime recently, which is just a great show.
It is. Rooster Teeth.
Did they do Transformers Prime?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd imagine after that, I'd like to do what's the one that came after that? The Cyberverse?
Animated?
Was it?
I thought animated came after that.
No, the canon, the animated was before Prime.
Oh, what was it? Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the one
was the sequel series Prime. That was
Cyberverse, right?
Robots in Disguise.
Robots and then Cyberverse, right?
Maybe.
Okay. Or Bumblebee, whatever. It was where Bumblebee was like the leader now.
Yeah, that was Robots in Disguise.
Okay. I heard that those are all pretty good shows too. So I actually should go back and watch animated.
I couldn't get into that one.
I never saw animated. I heard it was really good.
Transformers animated was actually really good.
Yeah, you and Josh both say it's really good.
Yeah, if you can get past the aesthetic difference, No,
I like that look. I think that looks cool.
It's actually a really good story. It's really good. And Al Yankovic plays Rekgar, so
Yeah. Okay. So yep, that's all I've been doing.
Cool.
What's next? You guys want to move on?
Oh, you guys don't want to hear what I've been watching?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I actually haven't been watching anything. I've been actually playing a lot of video games lately.
Ice Trucker Simulation.
Actually, I haven't installed that one yet. But no, I've been playing the hell out of Horizon Zero Dawn. Which is a fantastic game. Anybody with a PlayStation 4 needs to play Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm playing it on PC, of course, but
never finished it. But it was really, really good.
Yeah. I've also been doing a lot of racing that I can, at least what I can without the clutch.
Now that the wheels lock.
Well, now I'll be able to go back to using the clutch and everything. Now that I can lock my wheels. But no, I've been playing a lot of Forza 7 and Project Cars 2. Been playing Flight Simulator, getting back into that. That's a lot of fun. I know it bores the shit out of Jed, but you know what? You're not playing it. I am. So
yeah,
suck it, Jed.
I've actually been playing Jedi Fallen Order. That's a really good game.
Yeah.
A few hours into it.
I got that for Jed for his birthday or something.
That's right.
I did. I finished it. It was it's a short game, but it's good.
Yeah. So it's like Dark Souls, but in Star Wars, sort of.
Either you guys get Mass Effect Legendary yet?
I have not yet. I figured because I'm just playing the hell out of Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't want to distract myself from that. So I figure once I'm done with that, I'll pick up the Legendary Edition. There was no pre-order bonuses, so I can download it from Steam at any time.
Yeah, I'll get it eventually.
Let's see, Brother Kyle's a resident Mass Effect expert.
I do. I just don't have the time right now.
Let me ask you a question, Brother Kyle.
That's a commitment. 3 Mass Effect games, that's a commitment.
How many times have you played through those games?
Probably about 3 or 4.
Oh.
3 or 4 times each?
I played, honestly, the first time I ever played it, I played the second one, and I never played the first one. So I played the second one, and then I got the third one, and before I played the third one, I went back and played the first one and went, build my character throughout the 3. Probably, about 3 times. I probably played it through 1 and 3.
Do you have a gaming PC, Kyle?
I do, but I don't use for anything other than watching YouTube videos.
Oh, because I would recommend getting it on PC.
Yeah, I will. It's just like I said, that's a huge commitment to play those games.
Yeah, and if you can, I would also recommend getting Horizon Zero Dawn on PC because it's so good.
Yeah, it's a beautiful game.
it just looks gorgeous on my monitor, my ultra wide monitor. So
it's backlit with RGBs.
Not yet. I'm actually considering putting lighting strips on the back of my monitor to illuminate the wall.
For yourself or just to piss off Josh?
Probably a little bit of both. A little bit of both. Every time I think about new RGB to put up, I think, is this gonna piss Josh off? And that's usually my determining factor. So weird news?
That's cool.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Got a couple stories this week. All right, so I'm gonna post this link into the chat because I want you guys to follow the link and look at the picture of this guy because it's absolutely freaking hilarious. Let's see here. Oops.
As comment.
Yeah, so apparently there was a string of burglaries that were actually it's in the thumbnail. The suspect ended up being a young black man who is actually wearing a realistic white mask.
I've seen these, dude. I've seen these on the internet. They're fucking weird. That's awesome.
They were wondering because like he kept getting caught on like surveillance videos and stuff, and they were wondering why his mouth was always open the same way every time. Oh man! So it was actually it was in Beverly Hills. See here, they were able to connect the suspect to at least 2 burglaries in Beverly Hills, during which flat screen TVs were stolen. See here. Okay, so they responded to one of the burglaries, and they discovered that the same suspect was responsible for residential burglary, and they discovered that he was wearing this mask. And they conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle that was driven by a Rockham Prowl. During the investigation, a face mask and other items located in the car connected him to residential burglaries in Beverly Hills. So they were able to connect him because of traffic stop. So kind of like what they happened with Son of Sam. If you remember how Son of Sam was caught,
he at least cut the hair for every burglary.
You know, it's like I had questions. Like my other question besides his mouth hanging open the same way is like, this motherfucker is robbing people with no mask on. Like that takes some balls, man. You know, like it was like that. Like, why does he not have a mask on? You know, maybe just have something that would cover like everything. You know, wearing like Batman, like where just the chin was sticking out, so you could tell he was trying to be a white guy.
He doesn't have to. He felt like he didn't have to because he already had a face
on. Yeah, that shit is funny. Like it's just funny. I don't know. I think about the stuff leading up to this. Like I don't think about the burglaries. I think about some black dude sitting around the computer and he's shopping white masks somewhere on some website. Like, you know, which white guy would I like to be?
That would have been some like second level thinking though, to put a mask over the mask.
Yeah, right.
He would have got away with it too if it wasn't for those kids and that crazy dog.
Let's see who this burglar really is.
Mystery van conducting like traffic stops, searching cars.
It makes me thinking like when they were telling me as a goof, like at the cons and shit. Like if I was next to Bobby, like how Bobby always puts the mask on to get his picture taken. Like if I had a mask, but I put it on, but it was just like my face on the mask. Like imagine robbing a joint in your own mask. Shit. That's pretty funny, Levy.
Okay. Yeah, that is pretty funny. All right. So for my second story, an Ohio woman. What's that?
I'm sorry, I was gonna want to add that he should have had like an Abercrombie shirt on or some shit. Like if you really want to sell it, you know what I mean? I'm sorry, go on. I just had to add that.
Okay, so an Ohio woman was arrested after using a 10-pound log of ground beef to assault another woman with a protective order against her.
As she should.
You could say they had beef.
She got the... I'm gonna try to just act like I didn't hear the last part, but wait, so she got a PFA, or she already had the PFA on this other woman? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And the violator
how did this go down exactly? Did they have any?
They were in a apparently they were in a store.
So it was a crime of convenience.
Yeah, and she
was it
okay,
frozen?
so she,
was it
yeah,
frozen?
so she came. She was with her daughter. The woman who committed the assault was with her child, and she came upon the victim and her daughter, and threatened to beat her up when she ran into him at the store. So then she removed the victim's mask to spit on her, but she missed. So then she grabbed the 10-pound beef log from the victim's cart and proceeded to smack her with it. Her excuse that she gave when she was detained by police was that she thought the protection order was no longer in effect.
So that seems completely reasonable.
It said in the small print somewhere that like meat was okay. Like there was like some.
It's like, well, no. If the protection order is no longer in effect, then I get to beat your ass with a 10-pound meat log.
So back to my earlier question: was it frozen? Was it a frozen meat log, or was it like a salt and raw?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
Well,
I would hope that it was thawed, but even so, that's still a lot of meat to be hit with.
Well, no, I would hope it was frozen because, like, what kind of? I mean, how are you you're attacking somebody, and that's the best thing you can come up with to hit them with is a not frozen meat log.
I mean, did you ever see those meat logs? They're still stiff because they're really tightly packed in those things.
Yeah, but a frozen one would be like that's an extra commitment.
Well, that's a deadly weapon now.
Yeah.
Let's do one of the videos on the BNS YouTube channel. Like, you know, when them guys have the contest where they like slap each other as hard as they can. Let's hit each other. Let's get a meat log.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna pass on that.
Do that in the next 10 boss 10 shots.
Yeah. I'm gonna pass on getting beat by meat.
Levy, this is what you do. You eat the brownie, and then you eat the brownie, and then 45 minutes later you do the dev, and right after you hit the dev, you get hit with the meat.
Nah, man. Nah.
Well, you get to hit Mike with it afterwards, though.
Nah, I'm not getting hit by meat, and I'm not gonna hit anybody with meat.
It's a mutual meat beating.
You really need to word that differently.
Or do I?
Levy, Vanessa brought up the other day when Jess stopped over. Vanessa brought up again the soup. Me spilling the soup. I said, me spilling the soup all over the fucking place.
So for my last story, a man. This comes from IFL Science because it's not a weird news without an IFL Science article. But a man died after his parasitic worm got cancer.
What?
Yeah. Okay.
So the guy had a tapeworm.
Yeah.
That tapeworm got cancer. That cancer then spread to him.
Wow.
Yeah, they said that an HIV-positive Colombian man has died of cancer that began inside his tapeworm. His tumors were not made up of his own cells, but those of the parasitic worm that invaded his gut. This rare and unique situation is thought to be the first known to medicine, whereby tumors had developed as a result of a parasite-derived cancerous cells having spread and taken hold throughout a human host. So, yeah, it was a 41-year-old man back in early 2013 had been suffering fatigue, a fever, cough, and weight loss. For several months, he was diagnosed with HIV 7 years earlier, but did not take his medication. Consequently, his white blood cell count was dangerously low, and blood samples were loaded with virus particles. And then further analysis revealed that he was infected with tapeworm.
Man, that's like the fucking shit buffet right there. HIV, cancer, and a fucking
tapeworm
in your gut.
Once again, Levy ends off on a positive note.
Yeah, right. I want to go back to the meat beating story.
I want more chicks drinking too many mimosas at lunchtime stories.
Oh, here's the real kicker. He died only 72. He died only 72 hours after the discovery was made.
Yikes!
Yep. Super sad, man. Thanks.
Yeah. So that's it for weird news.
Yeah, thanks for ending it on a positive note, Levy.
Well, it's weird, man. What do you want? This isn't happy news.
You should call this
weird news.
Levy's
weird news,
death
man.
corner.
Yeah, I want weird, weird news. Like a girl, like a lady beating another lady with a piece of meat log. That shit is, you know.
Hey, when you gave me this segment, you did not specify.
Yeah, I know.
Levy's segment of tears.
At least this is in it.
I mean, I could always do stories like the Santa going to see that kid with cancer again.
No, let's just, you know, can we just move on to toy news at this point?
You know what, Mike? It was penis free, so we have to give him that.
Yeah, that is.
The penis would be funny. That would be like the funny part.
Well, unless it had cancer.
Yeah, the tapeworm. That's where the tapeworm was, dude. It was in his wiener.
Dick cancer.
It was
well, dick cancer
turned
funny.
inside out like a dog. Is that what it was?
Christ. There goes that demographic. People with dick cancer. You're on a roll.
So, Venom.
Oh, man. Toy news? Y'all want to do toy news?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Please.
I have pictures. You can tell me a
fucking picture.
I have pictures, but you can already tell me if you saw it, and I won't send them over. But the Studio Cell Unicron, they're gonna do another Unicron with like a metallic paint job, and like the bluish gray is now gonna be just like gray. Have you guys seen that?
I've heard of gray.
Yeah.
So I haven't heard about that.
No.
I did.
All right, I'll send a couple pictures.
Pumpkin 01 or something.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Is that what they're calling
Are you being serious, Jen?
Yeah, isn't that what they're calling it, Mike? It's like Pumpkin 01 or something.
I didn't know it.
Oh, wow.
You know what? I'm a terrible news person because I did not realize that it had a name.
I don't think it's Studio
I just assumed it was going to be Cell. Yeah, I didn't. That's probably why I didn't look. It looks good.
I think it's.
I still think this thing looks like trash in planet mode, but
yeah, but nobody's getting it for that.
Actually, I have mine in planet mode right now, and I don't think it looks that bad. It's not. It looks better in bot mode, but
yeah, for sure.
It's not terrible in planet mode.
I think it. I think it looks good in planet mode, but I think people see like the Hasbro planet mode and they're like, oh, it looks like, feel like you know, it's like, you know, if it's not awesome, it sucks.
And I have that add-on kit too that I never installed. It's just been sitting in my drawer.
Who was trying to put that add-on kit on and the ring looked like
that was me.
Was that?
Yeah, because it didn't come with any instructions or anything, and I fucked it up, and it was all like wonky looking. So I just took it off.
What add-on kit?
The Studio Cell did like an add-on kit to make like the ring bigger.
Why didn't they just make that part of the default?
I know, dude. Levy, you want to hear something even funnier? They made the ring add-on kit, and then the end of the ring is like, or that in robot mode where they all meet at the top of the shoulder. There is like a little, it's like a nub, right? So then another motherfucker made a wing tip for the add-on kit, so you could put like the tip, the pointed tip at the top.
Yeah, these add-on kits are just. It just sucks.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. You should.
What do you collect? I collect Fifth Party. I have the wing tips for Unicron's wings, and I have a fucking Devastator fucking torso filler.
So
all in a lip detail.
It's cool.
Just the add-on kits.
Yeah.
That's how you spot the psycho. It's not alt mode. It's just
right next to those fake RC boobs.
It's like it's cool when somebody else does an add-on kit to something, but like when the same company puts out a figure and then puts out an add-on kit, like that's just that's just dick move.
I don't know that
that's EA levels of fuckery.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait,
that the drop box of fucking
the ring kit is a Studio Cell?
Oh, I don't. They called it a different name, but I would imagine that's probably
Man, yeah. So there's that Unicron. I don't know.
This does not come with the larger ring.
I couldn't really tell by the pictures. I don't think so.
No, it doesn't. I'm telling you that it doesn't. Okay. I'm giving you.
I'm wondering if the orange is the same. Like, it's hard to tell because everything's so well lit in the picture, so it's hard to. So it all looks really nice, and it may be painted, but I'm not sure that orange is painted or not. But I'm wondering if the orange is going to match those the wing upgrade in case anybody
could just be like bumped up saturation.
Yeah.
The fact that add-on kit doesn't come as a default is inexcusable, in my opinion.
It's a tiny bit inexcusable because honestly, Levy, I saw people complaining about that like when they first saw the not the reveal. Well, I guess the reveals because it was pretty far along, like when they first showed it to us or whatever. And I saw people that were complaining, and it was a lot of people that were like, "Oh man, the rings are too small." And that's like something like Fans Hobby would have said, "Fuck it, we're gonna not release this for another 3 months and go back to the drawing board and make a new part." Because everybody seems to have the same.
Requires going 3 months to the drawing board. Like all you got to do is just make the rings a little bit bigger.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's a little bit to it because they'd have to make new molds and all that shit. But
but the fact is, like, they've already got the kit released, right?
Yeah,
and it makes the figure look better and more accurate to how it appeared on screen.
Unless it's me doing it.
Which, why was that not the default ring then for this new revision?
Because then they can sell you an add-on kit for an extra.
And that's exactly right. That's it exactly. That's why I'm saying this is EA levels of fuckery.
All right. Well, you know what? I want to piggyback off of that, Levy, onto a similar point, and it actually ties into this Unicron because this is a different paint job, and it's like metallic. Like the gray is metallic, at least anyway.
Yeah.
So when a figure like X Transbots, they're gonna re-release the Cyclonus with a metallic paint job, and that shit came out years ago, right? When they do something like that, it's like, the times are changing and paint is becoming more of an important thing, and we want to put an old figure out with paint on it. I'm completely cool with that, but it really pisses me to fuck off, man, when they put one version out and then put the metallic version out like almost right after everybody's pre-ordered and paid for the regular version. That shit pisses me off, man. But it's so hard to fight the urge to pre-order the first one, like that the Zeta bots, the Zeta Raiden, the train bots. They're all regular. I have them all pre-ordered. I know that they're probably going to do a metallic paint version after, but you can't always be completely sure, so you don't know.
Which one pissed you off the more? Which one pissed you off the most? Was it the Magic Square Prime being metal, or was it the Cyclonus or Jetfire?
It was probably the Cyclonus. The first one had metallic paint. It was just a change of color. It was like the movie. That was kind of like the Galvatron. The Galvatron, both of them were metallic, but the one was like that purple and the other was like the bluish color.
Okay. So
the Cyclonus had, like, instead of having the white ones like the original release, the white thighs and white, I think forearm or elbows or whatever, and a white face, it had like the pink, kind of how it was in the cartoon, and the shade of like purplish blue was slightly different. But as far as the Jetfire, kind of pissed me off a little bit because that was an expensive bot, man, at that time, And then these new ones that they're coming out with, like the Zeta, or not the Zeta, the Studio Cell one, like the original one was $400, and now this one I think I saw somewhere was going to be like $520. And it's like, what
this Unicron?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's bullshit, man.
I think I saw whoever did the official looking photos and shit, the ones that I just showed you. I think I saw the price. They didn't quote it as $520. They said somewhere. I think they said somewhere near $520. And that doesn't surprise me at all since the first one was $400. But it's like, man, I don't know. Back in the day, back in the earlier days, a third party, back when X Transbots did, and what was it, Boost and Hatch, I remember them putting out the regular versions and then maybe like a week or two later putting out the cartoon repaints, or I think it was toy versus cartoon colors and shit. And we had already pre-ordered the toy ones, but then they put that one out so soon that they were like, all right, well, you can, like Chosen Prime was like, anybody has the Toon ones or toy ones, and once the Toon ones, they can cancel their pre-order and pre-order the other ones. Like, it was all done together, which I guess I kind of took it for granted back then because I just thought that's how it always would be. But these days, they're really kind of fucking with us, man. And we're such addicts that we can't stop buying. We're like, all right, well, but everybody that was bitching about X Transbots and shit, I see those same people going nuts over Streetwise and these Protectobots coming out, and it's like, man, you were just killing X-Transbots a couple months ago over this trailer and lock break-in and all this shit, and you're never buying another XTB product ever again. And then they show that Protectobot and they're like, oh, I'm all on board for this shit. This shit looks awesome.
Well, to be fair, they did drop the ball with that. And also, to be fair, that Streetwise is fucking cool looking.
Yeah, but I'm just saying how wishy-washy we are, or how weak we are as far as willpower goes. Like we can tell you that like I just told you, I know there's going to be a painted Raiden, but like I can't help but get the regular one first, and then whatever, like a year or whatever after that one comes out, then the painted one comes out, maybe I'll sell that one and get the painted one. But it's like save you a lot of money to just wait.
There was Nate tagged me in a post. I can't remember what group it's in. I don't know if it was Cafe or if it was, but some guy was like, he's like, yeah, I pre-ordered Virtus, and it looks like they're kind of delaying on it now. It's before when are they going to release it? Is Transbot going to be like releasing this soon? Because all I see now is Protectobots and stuff.
Yeah.
And Nate's like,
Jed, if I were you, Jed, I would have talked to that dude like you were his dad. Son, you see,
did the
sit down, buddy.
I posted the James Franco, meme with first time,
Yeah, right. Yeah. Son, then, I've been waiting for Virtus to come out since I was your age.
4 years. 4 years.
4 years. I was in my 30s. I was in my 30s when I pre-ordered this.
How many presidents changed before that came the fuck out?
Yeah. Right. Yeah, because he was like, oh, it's only been so many months. And it hasn't come out.
I pre-ordered that in the Obama.
He might have. Hashtag not my Springer.
Oh, shit.
It's going to take so long to come out that by the time it finally comes out, they're like, yeah, we're going to have to hit you guys all up for another $40.
Yeah.
Inflation.
Yeah. You're right. This will be my next birthday present. You guys can pay off the additional cost.
Your 50th birthday, you'll get Springer.
Yeah. Right.
You'll have, like, by the time you're retired, we'll give it to you. That'll also be your retirement gift. We'll
get like a gold watch and fucking
Alzheimer's had kicked in, and I forgot that I pre-ordered it.
I don't even know what it is.
Right.
Oh man, it's only funny until it actually happens.
Right. So
we'll have to leave him on your grave, Jed. We'll bring him down like
instead of flowers.
Just
Virtus in there.
Here lies Jed Vargo. He pre-ordered
Virtus.
Still waiting.
We'll put the flowers on this.
Still waiting with like an ellipse, like 3 dots. And
yeah, right. Yeah, it'll say, yeah, that's right. It'll say like, it'll have 2 tombstones. It'll be yours, and it'll be like, 1975, Jed, to
4. Yeah,
1974 to whenever it is that you kick the bucket, and then it'll say Virtus, and it'll say, 2017 dash blank.
But it'll come with a sweet fucking salad bowl. You can take with you to the afterlife.
Can't wait to use that salad plate.
Jed, if you die before me, I'm going to bring the Warper Cybertron Unicron with me, and I'm going to see if he stands on your corpse.
Wow.
Without the stands.
Wow. How?
You owe me $20.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull $20 out of your funeral tuxedo.
Wow. What's next? Venom.
Oh man, did this get dark or what? Yeah. So, on a side note, Major Blood is out and it's a Target exclusive, and we won't just, if you want to hear us bitch about G.I. Joe, you can go listen to the last like 7 or 8 episodes. And the other piece, I didn't really have a whole lot of toy news, but I did have this other piece of toy news, and everybody saw it. And I can't, and stop me if you guys already discussed it on the last show. I don't think you did. But the Jetfire, there's, I guess, this MP Jetfire, kind of like prototype-ish, early prototype floating around picture. And
Man, I don't know.
Looks terrible.
It looks terrible.
And I hate being negative about toys, but yeah, it looks gross. And I look at that, and then I look at my Detolf where I have the Fans Toys Phoenix in there. I'm like, there's absolutely no reason to fucking buy this thing.
No, yeah, there's
$600.
Exactly.
I'm betting you that thing's gonna be $600.
He's a big boy, man. He's gonna be because if Optimus Prime was 440,
yeah.
I could see him clearing 500.
You know what? I'll buy the KO.
I'll just keep my Fans Toys, thanks.
And I saw a lot of people crushing this thing, and then I saw other people saying, "Oh, well, it's just an early prototype." But Jesus, man, like the proportions are just, I don't know. I'm in the Brotha Kyle camp on this one. Like, I look at that Phoenix and he just looks so fucking heroic, and everything just looks so proportioned, perfectly. And I just think if that is I'm not saying that's how it's going to look, but the Hasbro Takara one, but if that's the shape, the basic shape of it, the silhouette of it or whatever, that is cartoon accuracy gone horribly wrong.
To a fault.
Yep.
It bums me out, man. It bums me out that they thought that was a good idea. Like, there's so many other characters that they could have done. They could do literally anything they haven't done before. They could have done a new Beast Wars, like just anything besides something that we already have, like an amazing version of. I don't know what they were thinking of.
Yeah.
Not everybody has it, and
that's true.
I think
true.
I think they've seen probably how well Prime will sell. So, like, let's go with another popular character and see how much more money we can get.
Yeah, something will have an excuse to charge down to $200 more.
I think the only reason that Skyfire is getting done is because he got a little jolt of popularity from the Siege.
Yep,
he was kind of a badass in Siege.
Even that Siege figure looks better.
You know what? I probably agree with you there too. Yeah, I probably agree with you there.
Yeah.
He just,
no doubt.
Like, and it's funny because he captures the Takara one captures the Skyfire that was always getting his ass handed to him. Like, if you look at Phoenix looks like an ass whooper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you look at the Takara one and it's like, oh, that's the bot that was like 10 feet taller than everybody else, and they were still beating his ass every episode.
Yeah. Fucking Glass Joe.
Glass Joe, yeah.
I hate thinking about it too, because that's my favorite Autobot, Jetfire, Skyfire, whatever you want to call him, and I'm just no interest. I look at my Fans Toys one, and then I look right next to that. I have my Siege one, and those things look so great. I don't really need another one. I'd rather have a nice Legends Jetfire, actually, like a Legend scale, which I don't think
one's made a Legend scale Jetfire.
Yeah,
I think so.
Cygnus is a Legends Jetfire. Yeah, pull it up.
Is it like a stylized one? Was it like Iron? I think it was like an Iron Factory, right?
I think so.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, it was like a stylized one.
Yeah, it was. There was not a Voyager, like a Chug, or maybe not even a Chug. Maybe it was Voyager, whatever the fucking. I'm still, after years outside of MP, I get all screwed up on what scale is. But
right.
That X2 Toys, Sky Crusher, I think they called him. He was kind of like a 7 or 8 inch tall Skyfire, and he was kind of cool looking. They did him as a headmaster though, because he came out during like that Titans Return era.
I have Cross Dimensions one, which is really, really cool too.
Yeah, I was just because I have the black and the white Cross Dimensions, and I like the Hasbro one a lot.
It's great. That's a really great figure. I actually wish I would have got in on that add-on kit that somebody did that gives him like those like energy forearm blades that he had in the show. Yeah, those are cool.
Are we done crushing Masterpiece Skyfire?
I think so.
Oh, that looks pretty cool.
That's all I got for toy news. You guys want to move on to Q&A? Or do you have any other toy news that I didn't touch on? Because obviously I just did a couple Transformers.
No, I don't have any.
How about that Marvel Legends, I can't pronounce it right, Suitor? That thing
Suitor, yeah,
that thing looks pretty cool. I'm not going to get it, but it looks cool.
Yeah, he's like 13 inches tall, too.
Yeah, I feel like that's something I could probably find on like a clearance eventually.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ollies.
Yeah.
What's question though? What's with the whole Endgame, Infinity War resurgence of things?
I just feel like with like Figuarts doing that and Marvel Legends as well.
Yeah. What Marvel Legends? Like the whole line. And then the gauntlets. Everything else. That
gauntlet looks not great. It looks like a latex glove that's painted up nice. I don't know. I guess probably with the Marvel, like, is it phase 4 now that they're doing the resurgence? They're coming back, so they're just trying to milk old shit with the resurgence of, because I guess with Black Widow coming out and what else is coming out? Eternals, I guess. They're just I guess they're just pushing shit, which is it's cool. Whatever.
I mean, there's like an anniversary thing, or it's just like, hey, look, it's been a year or so. It's since it came out. Here's some new figures.
Yeah, they did that. Yeah. The rescue armor with the coming package with the Captain Marvel, which they don't look terrible. They're just you're right. Like at this point, like who needs it?
Yeah, it's like it's like kind of like a year late. You think they would have came out with it back when the movie was just ending or something. It just seems like weird. They're like releasing all these new Endgame figures, but whatever, people will buy it.
Sure. Well, they're all come with like different accessories and stuff now too. So,
ooh,
yeah.
So that's it for toy news, yay, Mike. And then you got Q&A.
Hey, we have a couple questions here. First one comes from Chris Bishop, and he says, simple. Are you in or are you out? I'm not sure. I don't get the reference on that, but I'm going to say in.
I'm going to say out. I don't trust Chris as far as I could throw him with an obscure question like that. Yeah, you should know better too.
I'm adventurous. I'm going to say in.
It's something where you say in, and then the next thing you know, you're getting hit with a 10-pound fucking block of meat. What did I just agree to?
And knock you out with the meat, and then when you're passed out, he shove it in your ass. And it's like, oh, is that what in was?
Like in.
Man.
Yeah. I'm out. Yeah.
I'm in.
I'm changing my vote to out.
I'm in all in for the 10 pounds of meat.
Jed is adventurous. He wants to smoke that hamburger meat. He wants to smoke that 10-pound log.
Yeah.
Jed's an avid meat smoker.
I am.
Okay, so our second question comes from friend of the podcast, SLBV log, Josh Lawrence. Hi, Josh.
Shout out to Clever.
And he says, is Maitland Ward the famous person that listens to the podcast?
No.
No. Does everybody know who Maitland Ward is?
No,
I do. Yes, I
do. No, but my friends have told me who she is, though.
I've heard of her.
I've heard.
I actually don't know who she is.
She was an actress who played.
She's probably on that page I had up before.
she was on Boy Meets World. She played the girlfriend of the best friend. I don't know the names of the characters.
Best friend, Sean. Oh, she was the Sean Hunter's girlfriend.
I don't know the names. But he was she was the girlfriend of the guy that was the best friend of the main character, from what I understand. Or maybe she was the boyfriend. Maybe she was the girlfriend of the brother. Was she the girlfriend of the older brother? Yeah.
She was like Eric's girlfriend.
You're right. She was she was the girlfriend of the older brother.
Mike's pulling out some extremely interesting pictures.
I'm showing up the Google search with the adult.
Yeah. I do know who she is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was the older brother was played by Will Friedle.
Yes.
Who, if you don't know, voiced Terry McGinnis / Batman in Batman Beyond.
Mm-hmm.
Never saw it.
Batman Beyond or Boy Meets World?
Boy Meets World.
No, I never watched Boy Meets World either. Where are these pictures that Jed's posting me? Because I don't see them.
Oh, Jed wasn't posting them. Mike was showing me.
I see.
We can't share that.
I was showing Brother Kyle the butthole.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Maitland Ward
is the butthole cut.
She quit Hollywood to star in porn.
Yeah, she's an avid porn actress now.
As I now know.
If you like redheads, you like Maitland Ward.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a redhead when I used to have hair.
I honestly am not all that impressed with her, but that's just me.
Levy would kick Maitland Ward out of bed for fucking what's her name? Helen Mirren.
Yeah, actually, I would.
I'll buy that for a second.
I love you, Levy, but I'm not with you on that one.
Yeah. I don't know. Maitland Ward just doesn't. No, like I actively dislike her.
Wow.
Not like dislike her, but I just don't find her attractive. So
you're insane.
I don't know. I just.
So Venom. What's next, Levy?
That's it. Those are the only 2 questions we got.
By the way, that's going to be an ongoing thing now. People are going to be trying to figure out who the person is. Jed, let me ask you this, and I'm not going to ask you. I'm not going to pest you for the name because I get why you don't say. But is there ever going to be a time when you do say, like at some point down the road?
Probably.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah. I'll keep dropping hints, but it's gonna be very vague. But I mean, yeah,
well, so far we got short, and they've been in
90s actor or whatever.
Yeah, late 80s, since the late 80s, early 90s, and been in TV and movies. So that's actually, I mean, it's vague, but it's, I mean, you know, it's all right. It's a good starting point.
Is it Jay Underwood?
I don't even know who that is.
So what if you found out that the celebrity actor is the same person that's sending you the Nickelback shit?
That would be an outrageous
situation.
Like a long game epic troll. Like I'd have to respect the shit out of that, I guess. The whole Nickelback thing, you guys were joking around about whoever bought that shit off me off of eBay, like sending it back. That would be the final straw. And not the final straw that would make me go crazy. I mean the final straw, like, all right, that's funny as fuck, but it's now over. You know, like that's gotta be the Nickelback end game. We're sending it back. If it comes back, and I don't think it's gonna come back, but if it does, then it's like, all right, enough's enough. Who the fuck is it? Like, it's awesome. I laugh my ass off every time. Oh man, Tyler tagged me in something. I can't wait to see what the fuck this is.
So Jed, it's not Jay Underwood.
It's a picture of Tom Brady in a Dallas uniform, and it says the only way to stop Tom Brady from getting another ring.
That's good.
I don't know.
Shit.
Tom Brady.
Did you ever hear of the Roger
celebrity?
Did you ever hear of the Roger Corman Fantastic Four movie?
Yeah.
He played Johnny Storm in that. He was also a pretty prolific actor in the late 80s and early 90s.
Talking about Will Friedle still?
The boy that could fly?
Yeah, the boy that could fly.
Yes, I remember who that is. Yep. Okay, I know who that is.
So apparently it's not him.
No.
So
did he do TV? I don't think he ever did. Did he?
Yeah, sure. I don't know.
You know.
Is it Will Wheaton?
Yes.
It's Will Wheaton, isn't it?
Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton.
Cool whip.
Will Wheaton.
I have a question. Does hot sauce make the most terrible food better or even edible? Like if you think like in your like your list of things that you wouldn't eat, like mushrooms and liver and other things that Mike wouldn't eat. If you
I would say yes.
Sauce, would you eat it then?
Mm-hmm.
Hot sauce on stuff that I wouldn't usually eat and make it edible?
Yes.
I don't know about hot sauce. I don't know about hot sauce, but I'll tell you what would make shit edible, even if I didn't like it. Like weed, soy sauce.
Weed, soy sauce.
There are two things that would make something edible that I usually wouldn't eat. Yeah, no, the other is soy sauce. I think soy sauce would do the trick.
Yeah, this is liquid salt.
Yes, but it's so good.
Liquid salt.
Yep.
I love mushrooms, but I hate liver. But if I put hot sauce on it, I probably could eat it.
I hate a mushroom, man.
Yeah, I'm actually ate some like marinated mushrooms the other day, which were actually pretty cool. But like, I don't like cooked. I don't know. Mushrooms are weird. I like them raw in like a salad, but I would like them better with hot sauce on it.
Yeah, agreed.
No,
I could be convinced to eat one.
To me, I mean, if I don't like it, I'm not going to like it with hot sauce. So,
what don't you like, Levy?
What's that?
What don't you like? A food?
Lots of stuff. Asparagus.
Oh, you don't like asparagus?
Nah, shit's disgusting, man.
It tastes good and it makes your pee smell.
It makes your pee funny. Yeah.
So you put hot sauce on asparagus, you wouldn't eat it?
No. No. Absolutely not.
Maybe that was a bad example.
I don't know. There's lots of stuff I don't like.
Well, sounds like just asparagus, Levy.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that question is easy for me to answer because there's not a lot that I don't like.
Octopus.
I don't know. Octopus is good too.
I like calamari, but I don't like octopus. I just don't know. I don't know why.
Yeah,
Chewy?
something like that all depends. It is chewy. Yeah, it depends on how you cook it.
Yeah.
But hot sauce on sushi.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love sushi.
I never put hot sauce on it though. It sounds like it would be good. Like sriracha.
Like I was just gonna say, use like sriracha or like wasabi. You're getting that hot spice.
You know what? I don't like the wasabi.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like the wasabi.
I fuck with
Not on it because they always include that shit with the sushi, that and that ginger. And I never eat that shit, man. I sushi and straight soy sauce.
That ginger is supposed to be like a palate cleanser between bites and stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah. The wasabi, that wasabi is really just green horseradish paste.
Yeah, I'm out on horseradish, man. I can't.
Yeah, you throw it in with the soy sauce and you mix it up and then you dip the sushi in that. Yeah, right. Awesome.
Like real wasabi has actually a different flavor than that. It's similar, but
I need to try.
From what I've been told, like real wasabi, I don't think you can really get outside of Japan very easily.
You mean to tell me that nobody on the rest of the earth like knows what the fuck is in it and could just make it here?
No, it's a root.
Okay.
I'm sure you can get it outside of Japan, but it's probably pretty hard. And it's probably really expensive.
Right.
It's like authentic wasabi root.
Never had
you want this authentic wasabi? It's like, nah, I'll just wait for the KO.
I used to work in a produce department, and we used to have like horseradish root and mustard root all the time. And if you were like sick and like congested, you could like break off a little piece of that and chew on it. It'll clear you right up. Like horseradish. Yeah. Makes you feel great.
It's actually similar to authentic Japanese sushi rice. According to Alton Brown, Japan does not export their short grain rice that's used for sushi.
We got that American sushi rice.
We have to get that American ramen.
Yeah, whatever. It's still pretty low.
So technically, you're not really eating real sushi unless you go to Japan.
I like that he went slightly British there, just slightly.
I was going more for pompous and arrogant.
Well, British,
slightly British.
There goes our British demographic.
Yeah, what's up, Doris?
The Italians, all the British, they're out. Cheerio.
Shout out to Doris.
Yeah, Nate said that he got together with Doris for a 420 session or whatever, and I'm like,
yeah, I missed that.
I go to Nate, yo, how did he sound, man? And Nate is like, he sounded exactly how you think he sounds, and I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? So the short answer is I still don't know.
You should have him on.
Yeah, I was thinking that because there's no way he'll be able to keep that shit up for 3.5 hours.
Well.
All right. Well, if that's the last question, and then let's run through real quick. Let's start out with the surprise guest, Brother Kyle. You got anything you would like to say before we bounce out of here?
No, I'm good. Shout out to all the Blackout and Shout chat people, and I don't really have anything to plug or anything. Shout out to my homies in the Green Energon group, Nico and Chris and Wayne and Dave, and that's it. Oh, shout out to my friend Jesse for finding these Star Wars Clone Wars figures for me. That was really awesome because those things I pretty much figured that my only shot at getting them was to print out a picture of them and tape them on my wall. But I got Anakin and I got Obi-Wan and I just need the other two now. So yeah.
Nice.
And that's it.
Jed.
Nope, ain't got nothing.
Levy.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Caught me at a bad time. Shout out to what's that?
I said the end of the show.
Yeah. Shout out to
Sean.
No.
Levy, I got work tomorrow.
Scott, right?
Scott King, our guest. Scott King. Yes.
Yeah.
You forgot his name.
God.
Wow.
This dude. God. I mean, Sean, I get because he was a couple months ago, but this dude was just here like an hour ago.
Yeah,
I am the fucking worst. I'm so sorry, Scott.
I feel like I know Sean at this point.
Shout out to Scott for coming on the show. Thank you, man. That was
that was a good time.
Very entertaining.
Yes, let's get them headmasters, man.
Yeah, very excited for that. Scott. All right.
And when that comes out and Wheelie sounds like Christopher Walken,
that would be so awesome. His Christopher Walken is like spot on, dude.
The three of us will be able to smile because we know that will have something to do with it.
Yeah, that's a Black Adam Shout original right there.
Yeah. Christopher Wilken. Put it in the books.
That's it for me then.
Yep, I got nothing. Glad to be back after a episode off. So check my YouTube channel, Michael Kincaid on YouTube in the next week or 7, and you'll be able to see that Unicron.
And you'll get to see me
review. Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, and by the way, once you do the dev levy, hands off. You ain't allowed to touch nothing. You ain't allowed to touch shit.
I'll be sitting there with Unicron and playing him and go. Woo!
You know what? Yeah, maybe just that. But then you gotta put it.
I'll be chasing the cats with it.
All right,
I have summoned you here for a purpose.
That's not.
And nothing.
I've summoned you here. I've summoned you here with a. Pss, pss, pss.
Oh fuck! What was that? All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you. We'll hear, or you'll hear us. Yeah, you'll hear from us in a couple weeks.
You'll hear from my lawyer.
Enough's enough. We're out.